Hello, hello. Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone tuning in right now. I'm going to apologize right up in front for the tardiness of getting this up here. We're experiencing technical difficulties with Twitch stream codes, resolution proper sizes and things, casters being available and such like that, so I'm going to give this a go for everybody today. We're tuning into a special event today for a mini Legend of the Stars event, which is going to be kind of like a nostalgic event where kind of get the old classic feel of the qualifiers taking place back in the previous years, but as such, these events are no longer happening as there's now an annual point system that's accumulating for people to get access into the Legend of the Stars tournament at the end of the year. But to keep the old thing faithful, we're just going to be doing some of the mini Legend of the Stars events over the next few months. And now we're tuning into a game with Zlo and Sukul here on a classic map, Niflheim, and I didn't get the build orders or everybody like that, but I don't think these guys need introductions. Zlo, classic Russian player, Sukul, UEF boy. Everybody's excited. Gonna see how much these players remember how to play this map right now. It's pretty interesting seeing what people do with the reclaim amount right here, because there's an awful lot in the beginning where people can actually do some pretty interesting build orders, taking away from the aspect of classic builds, but there is a lot of distance to walk to get to extractors on this map. So it's always nice to see what kind of raids and everything do. And just as I say that, we got a lab coming up here that looks like it's evaded one of Sukul's scouts, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything off of here right now, because it looks like this engineer is going to get this very, very important factory up here to get some ledge building going. Looks like both players have their ledge factories up here, which is pretty key because there's a lot of reclaim up in the top and south bottom here. This is really nice boost here to get some early eco going, or just some spam. And Zlo's done something interesting. He's gone for a second air factor already in the very beginning. He hasn't even gotten his rare hydro yet, so I'm very curious how he's going to put that to use. Pain in the butt lab over here that was supposed to get the engineer seems like it. Can't tell if it actually got it there. It looks like it snuck away. I might have missed it here. And no kills for the lab down here by Sukul. Zlo already underway, scooping up the reclaim back here. Sukul's got the same thing going on. Both players leaving off with 2 factories, 1 air factory. Zlo doing some interesting anti-meta here. Usually what you see is Sukul walking his ACU to the south position, either to go and hold a stake in the expansion that's down here in the south, but it looks like he's going to be moving his ACU here to do an aggressive move right here, and I don't know if he's scouted Zlo's ACU being here yet, because it's a little odd to have the ACU go to this Hydro and help assist here, but let's not put it past Zlo with his trickiness going here, so I'm going to see what happens with that. This could be a really interesting quick match if Zlo gets something built up here, but I'm guessing with both of these players, one of them is going to scout each other's ACUs and kind of make a decision based on that up and coming soon. And give me 1 second here. I have to handle a match key in the back there. I'm pretty much alone here today, TDing and casting and setting everything up for everybody. Alrighty, welcome back. Looking like a pretty... Don't see a lot of expansion from Sukul down here. This is a little interesting. It looks like he's just going to go for total dominance on the top, but Zlow's got an engineer in the back here and has been chipping away at his far expansion reclaim on the side here for Sukul. And don't know what he's putting it into over here. Oh, we got a T2 mechs up already for Zlow. That's kind of early for this map, so I'm not sure if he's going to get the coverage of units that he wants. Looking at the unit count here right now, it looks like Sukul's got quite a bit more up on the field right here. It looks like he's going to be pushing around and getting Zlow caught on guard with almost no expansion here. All of Zlow's units kind of concentrated in the bottom here, so he does have a little bit here to kind of hold himself out, but he doesn't have anything really to stop this forward advance by Sukul if he just takes all of his units and pushes it in. And I like what Sukul did here. He's really holding up with his commander here, kind of keeping a PD right at the front, and he's going to be putting a pretty big fight right there and holding Zlow to his commander right at this area here. It's going to be awfully expensive if Zlow takes his commander and starts moving it anywhere else at this point, so it's going to look like it's going to be kind of a deadlock here for him. Forgive me, I'm going to have to change my notified management back to normal because these are inappropriate. Taking a look around right here, kind of looks like Zlow's going for a lot of eco and tech 2 early, so that could be an interesting move. I don't think that Sukul really used this. Oh, he's got the gun coming out right now, so Zlow's going to have to walk back here. This is probably going to end up with being a little bit of a push here, and don't know if Zlow's seen the gun quite yet, but I imagine that he's probably going to get some T2 engineers or Sparkies out real quick to stop this, because Sukul's just going to walk in real quick and end his day here quickly. Map expansion in the back here, looking like a lot of trouble for Zlow. I think this is going to be a classic showing of spam wins in large open maps like this. I think that the tech and eco move doesn't really tend to work out too well in the beginning. Push. This looks like it's about to be over. No comments right here. I think Sukul just went for the right move. Although Slow does have a few pillars here. I'm not sure that the T1's going to be enough right here. It's getting Sukul to hold off a little bit, but Sukul's probably just got his overcharge. Just going to take these units out here and just kind of end it. This is just going to be a simple move right there. Yeah, pretty much all done. Good game. Alright, no overlay screen as we say right here. Just got to take a quick break. I'll be back as I'm setting up some of the matches in the back there. Be back. There's nothing happening right now, Roxy Banana. We have unfortunately got no casters aside from myself right now, and I'm also running the tourney and coordinating with people for the map ban and vetoes right now. So I apologize about this rather atypical stream of a tournament right now, but I'm going to be doing the best I can right there and at least give us some kind of coverage out there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now we can all be all friendly and talk while I'm doing this right there. So there's a, for those of you who don't know, there's a process in the background where we have to have people kind of go through a map pool back and forth with about 15 maps, and that goes between the players right there, and then that the then that goes between the faction bans that happen afterwards, which is a pretty typical thing. So we're doing something a little interesting today, where we had 2 rounds that kind of filtered out through the most of the entries right there, and then we're going to have a semifinals, a bronze match, and a finals that's going to be cast in a best of 3 format, so that we'll have a focus on the top players that are in there. Oh, hey, Rasperdon. I have radio silence from the top players right now. Get them a ping with the map pool, so hopefully they're taking a look at it. Let's see what happens. I would start up a replay and watch one of the games that happened for you guys, but unfortunately, as soon as I do that, I guarantee you somebody's going to ping me and tell me that they need something from me right away with getting one of the matches started. Let's see, who should we focus on for this one? Should we watch Tagada, Sukul, Etern, Tarambar, and Turbo 2? I don't think I've seen Turbo Etern play too much often, and so there might be a little bit... You want to watch Turn? Yeah, he just came back recently, and I don't know if I've seen Turbo, so that might be a little bit more of a interesting match to watch, because I haven't seen those guys play in a while. Tagada's been around a whole bunch and stuff like that. No disrespect to the great Tagada, but that's going to be... A little bit? Yeah, I know. Hey, yeah, well, I mean, you got a good number of games against me and stuff like that, so I think we're okay. Had some biting losses here, though. Rusty Turin has beaten Pepsi, but then again, Pepsi hasn't played a game in so long that he's not even on the leaderboards anymore. And just for your information out there, you need to be at least absent for a month plus. Next match is going to happen after the map-in faction veto ban's taken. We're switching to a best-of-3 format for the latter matches, so everyone's going to be kind of talking to me real quick about what they're going to be choosing here. And forgive me, I've got a bit of a hoarse throat today, allergies or something like that, so apologies about that. Hey, there we go. That harps. There, how's that? Change is bad, I agree.
Hello there, Morris. You're muted on Discord, by the way.
There we go. We got someone that joined in with us. How you doing there, Arch?
I'm doing alright.
I'm in the match with
Walk with Pagana, or are we casting?
We are casting. It looks like from the stream chat that everybody wants to see Turn and Turbo because we haven't seen Turn play in quite some time, so we got that one.
Alright.
So if you want to join up on the game.
Yeah, I'm joining. So this was Turn's map pick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah, and that's a interesting choice here, but like I said, Turbo has been a little absent right there, so maybe he'll get lucky and we'll see some action happen where there's some rust or something like that, so Turn maybe gets an advantage. I did see Turn spamming the heck out of ladder recently, not sure on Turbo 2 here yet.
Yeah, but Turin is never derusted. He's just an oxidization.
He's been a busy lad, I think. So I think we're both in here, and here we go.
So I would say this is a map that's definitely one of Turbo's best maps. I seem to recall him winning here quite a lot with Strat Bombers and whatnot.
Yeah, so maybe it was Turbo's pick, so let's see.
They're both playing Seraphim?
Looks like it, yeah.
What would you play? What faction do you think is the best here?
That's a really good question. I mean, it's such a large map that I'm not really certain that I see any kind of an effect taking place with Seraphim right now with the Zuis or anything like that. Aeon, Aurora too slow. I'm kind of thinking that like I would probably look at like a Cybern because it gets pretty Navy dominant once you get to that session there, and I think you have the ASF as a really key thing. Air tends to be one of the biggest winners on this map from what I've seen. I've rarely seen T2 lands do any kind of major strikes here on this map, and sometimes maybe you can get the T3 land to do some drops or something if you get it really big. It's interesting to see what happens with 1v1 players on this map, but right now I don't really have much. Seraphim's very popular among all the players right now. Note the Bombers are just extremely strong, but we're going to see if that can actually be effective enough to spread out and actually do some damage around here. What about yourself, Arch?
For sure. I think you pick Seraphim for the Zooey drops mainly. Like, the Seraphim transport holds more than the other factions' transports. Plus, the Zooeys produce faster compared to other faction T1 Arty for their cost. So it's like you get 2 bonuses in one when you go to Seraphim when it comes to T2 drops.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're good. They have good navy as well. So I think Seraphim is probably the best pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I pretty much have reduced myself to picking Seraphim or UEF and Ladder, and every time I get UEF, I get a little upset because I'll get Notha bombed or something. It looks like both players are going to go for a transport rush, pretty typical on this map here. Speed looks to be about the same right now. Looks like the same build orders.
Turbo built an extra P-gen before walking.
Turn going for very early Navy up north, though. I'm not so sure about that. 4 Navy factories queued up already after his engineer picks up these 5 mexes in a ring up here right next to his starting location.
Yeah, that's going to take a long time. Like, look at the queues. He has to build like 5 mexes that he has to walk a very long distance for.
I agree. Although I am wondering how effective it is here to have a frigate come down here. It takes at least a minute or 2 for a frigate to get across the map, and I'm not so sure. It looks like Turin may have messed up his build order a little bit. He's got his commander paused right now in the south, so that may be a little bit of a delay, or he's just going too fast with it. Turin's more than halfway done with his transport right now, so I think this is definitely a mess up on the P-gen construction down here.
It's just the he built too many P-gens, I think. Like he doesn't have his mass extractors yet. He was only working off 5, and he built 6 T1 P-gens and a Hydro, and the air factory afterwards. Can you go into player view and check? I don't seem to be able to do that.
Oh my goodness, my thing's messed up.
Oh no. Alright, so Turin going for the safe drop, the expansion drops. Kind of like this. You have a lot of mexes you can grab on your side. Yeah,
I'm not so sure how critical the middle is, unless it's a team game here, because you have these expansions on the side here with all the different, all the 4-ring mexes, as opposed to just.
The mexes are so spread out; it's going to take a while for them to kick in.
Yeah.
So,
in 2v2 and 3v3, you have a limited amount of expansion there. You can basically walk your engineer ACU over the one, just like how Turn expanded to the right pretty quickly on right there. So the only choice would be go to the middle. But when you have all this mapped to yourself right here, it definitely makes sense. Turbo's just getting his transport out right now. So he's definitely a little bit later on getting some units out there, but not too bad.
Turbo inti rushed.
I saw that, yeah.
The latest inti rush of all time. Turin's transport is done dropping, you know, all his mexes on his side, and is now returning before the NT even arrives at his base. I think maybe picking this map against Turbo, maybe it was a good idea. Like Turbo definitely.
Like I said, I haven't seen Turbo playing too much, so maybe it's kind of hard to tell. I'd have to talk to the guys to see which one picked it after the match right here, but right now I'm just kind of focused on see what's happening. And it looks like Turin's to be going for a classic T1 energy spam over here and just get out as much air as possible, because I really do think that that's going to be pretty dominant in this setting here.
I'm going to try and enter a player view and hope it doesn't give me the cheating message. Oh, sorry.
And there we are.
Alright, I'm going to go back to the observer view. It'll do one more. Alright, that's my bad. Would like to enter a player view to give more analysis, but as it is, look at Turin. He missed the mechs, like right next to his main base.
Did he get killed by a bomber or something? No.
No. He didn't build it.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what happened over here, because I did see Turbo have a bomber come out over here, and
oh my god!
Interesting.
Flew over the cliff, so it missed the engineer.
Is that what happens? It was way over there before, but that thing just clearly just was like shooting over there, unless he's ground targeting right now. Nope. He'll get it this time.
This is a really good bomb.
First expansion attack. Turn already down in the middle with 4 engineers. Another 2 going to the side island, it looks like. Not a bad move. Got a nice bomber coming in here from Turbo. I don't think he's going to get it in time unless these inties... Oh, I think... Okay, I take it back. The inties are just going to get the bomber. Just... Nope, never mind. It's going to head off. That's a great bomber there.
Instead of
great bomber.
Turbo could actually drop the right-hand side where he killed the engineer. There's only mexes there. If he drops there, he can actually just start a massive proxy. And I think that would be much stronger than dropping mid.
Turbo's bomber plays ending up really lovely. He's going to get these two up. He got the factory off right there. If that didn't get off right there, I was ready to kind of call the game on there almost.
Which factory are you talking about?
It's on the right side. Turn had a factory going up on not the most south expansion for him, but the one on like kind of like the top like middle portion. He's got a factory that just went up.
Well, I don't think losing that would be game, but it would slow down this expansion. Speaking of slow down expansion, look at the 4 mexes like near Turin's main base. He still hasn't gotten to them, and I don't see anything sent for it. It seems like a bit of an oversight, to be honest.
You're talking about the ones that there's 2 in the pond. Sorry, in the water, and then 2 on there. He's got a command right now, sending 2 engineers to build one of them and then do an attack move. So I'm not sure why he hasn't queued up the other mexes on there. It's a good point. Probably just some probably just some APM frustration right now dealing with the bombers.
You have to. You can't go from the land to the pond. Like you have to go from the beach near your main base to access these 2 mexes. So he should probably maybe drop an engineer there just to pick those up. And he should re-drop an engineer at his most distant expansion on the right. He needs to get a factory up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really going for the middle right now. He's got 1 factory going up by just 1 engineer that happened to come out of a transport that didn't get picked off. Meanwhile, Turbo's taking a big stake in the center here. Nope, looked like he had like 6 or 7 land factories queued up there in the center, and oh my goodness, Turn has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 land factories queued up in the middle on his top there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that.
Sometimes you just drag lines and you don't intend to build all of them.
You can fix it later.
Another thing to note is that Turbo has 0 eco and Turin is working on 3 T2 mexes.
3 2 mex is done. T2 air is 60% done for Turin at this point. Turbo has his T2 air done though, so maybe
you need to fight for the mexes on the right. There's so many mexes that you could just take. I don't agree with leaving it, which is what they're doing.
Looks like he's getting it right now. He just sent a transport out there.
Yeah, this is something Turbo should have done. I really feel like that was a big win condition. You just bombed all the engineers, and there's only mexes and there's no factories. It's really easy to set up a bunch of factories and start rolling at your opponent.
Taking a look right now over on the left side, Turbo has a queue of land factories that's just sending a string of units over to Turn's left side, which are going to find a whole lot of absence because Turn hasn't done anything on the left side of the map right now, so I'm not so sure how much this is going to pay off, but maybe if he pulls the units about right to like just outside this mex right here, he might be able to get something off and just do so like a surprise attack.
You really don't want to fight for that because it's like, what's the real distance? It's like a 10-kilometer drive, right? That top left part with only like 4 mexes. So how much are you going to expend for that? Probably not too much. So T2 air for both players. Turbo already has his T2P gen while Turn is getting his only land. I expect to see a T3 air rush from Turbo. I think he favors that approach quite a lot. And I see him building like, well, we'll see how much emphasis he places on building T2P gen.
Yeah.
He'll just go 3 and then go T3 air.
I'm kind of curious what's happened to Turin right now. Up north, it looks like he's struggling to get his T2P gen up, but he does have a heck of a lot of build power on it, so I'm wondering. And we got Notha bombers coming out of his T2 air factory, everybody's favorite.
I'm just seeing a worrying lack of units, like land units from Turin. You don't need that many. You just need like 2 or 3 factories going down either side, just so you know if your opponent is committing to attacking it. Right now, Turin is not seeing much of the map, I think.
Yeah. Like I said, the units on the left side are going to find a whole lot of nothing for right now, but maybe Turbo can pull them up at some point right there and just set in an attack when Turn's caught off guard.
See,
And we
Turbo's
got
setting
a
up some
T2
Zooey drops.
transport out for Turn, so he's going to make use of all the land in the center and probably do some drops here. So I like that. That's a good way to kind of take control of something, but
I think the game will be decided by drops in the next 5 minutes. We'll see how much damage. I think Turbo is set to do a lot of damage against Turn.
the right side,
Mainly because
there's some land span coming out for Turbo 2, and I think that Turn's going to get caught off guard by this. He's not going to be able to set it up. There's not a ton of
Turn's
units there
moving
quite
his
yet.
Transport to Ingies, to T1 Inties in the middle. That's really bad.
Oof. Yep, there goes that drop.
We'll see if the drop from Turbo on the left-hand side manages to land. Because he's going to fly over like all these naval factories, so Turn should be able to spot it in time. Whether it's in time to react. Well, he has not.
It's just the T1 transport, so I think that he'll probably be able to get it. Turn is producing a few Notha bombers, another T2 transport, and yep, he's getting a couple there. He really wants to make use of the drops. I think Turn's going to take over the middle island and try and make something happen with it. And Turn has unfortunately not caught the T1 transport yet here, but looks like, okay, never mind, the Notha bomber is going to take it out.
It's kind of funny that Turn is using the Nothas to kill frigates. That's not the best use of your Nothas, to be honest. But it is hard to see what else they would be doing.
He's losing them left and right, too.
Oh no, Turbo's overrunning the right expansion.
Just like it, yeah, I noticed that. There wasn't enough established over here. They had one factory and it's just a few units that goes there. And also, well, they're going to run into an ACU. I don't know what Turn's ACU... Yeah, he's just going to reclaim the transport, it looks like, and hold this. He's figured out that there's units coming this way.
No, I don't think he figured out there were units. I think he was just walking over to reclaim the transport.
Alright, well, I was trying to give him a little bit more credit.
Well, Turn really needs to try and hold on to the right-hand side expansion. But he has to invest into bombers and also land span from this position now, and it's going to be really hard to take that back.
I gotta say, just like that, Turbo 2 has exploded in air dominance, and that's not looking too pretty for Turn here.
Yeah, well, Turn has just made Nothas, he's made 4 T2 transports. You know, it makes sense that he would lose air.
I think Turbo recognized that you have so many mexes to yourself that he didn't need to eco quite as much, and Turn is playing this maybe like it's a team game or something right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah. You should not eco when there's still mexes to fight over, I think. But
yeah.
He did get away with, like, the thing was, he actually did get away with it. It's just, after he got the T2 mexes, he didn't continue to fight for, you know, like, the right-hand side. He just never made any use.
Yeah, this lack of unit production on land by Turn whatsoever really is biting him on the right side. Like, now he's actually going to have to start worrying about... He's got 10 T1 engineers on the right side assisting one T1 land factory to try and hold off the upcoming front right now.
We'll see how much more damage the T2 drops can do. The thing is, it's really hard to stop T2 drops, even if you technically have air dominance. Because the Inties move at basically the same speed as the T2 transport. So you're going to need to... have them in position. If you just scout them as they're running past, you're probably not going to be able to finish them. That was a really nice drop from Turn on the left. Basically equivalent damage to what the land spam on the right.
He's going to lose a T2 transport here, though. He just sent it right through the center. No crafty movement or anything. And
it's worth its peak, though,
we have a Tham that's survived the crash. Interesting. I haven't seen this one yet. And the Tham's just sinking down with it. Alright, I'm going to pay attention to more important stuff, but I just thought that was fun.
One saw Tham, like, flying through here.
Turn relaying.
Well, if you look at the map, it's not pretty. It's like 75% map control Turbo, 25% Turn.
Yeah, and Turbo's already made way to drop an engineer and start picking up the expansion that Turn lost earlier to that land raid. And it looks like we just got a gridlock in the middle right now. Nobody's lost or gained control. I would really stop all these factories here. I don't think that this is going to be doing anything for Turn at this point.
Yeah, he actually did end up building all the factories, which I think is not good.
Excessive,
you know?
yeah.
You need this many factories total, but just not all on the mid island. Just 3 of them on the right, 2 of them on the left. You know? Maybe 2 across.
Yeah, he needs to spam torp bombers or something right now because Turbo's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frigates coming in.
You can't play, correctly at this point, as in, fight for map control, torp bomb the navy slowly. Like, you need to find a win in this position, an immediate one. So I would say build, put all your resources into air, make sure you have, double, triple his NT count, or, as much as you can, or at least in terms of production. And then get splash gun or something fun on your ACU. T3 drop his main base, or just drop a splash gun commander there. Because you're not going to win by playing normally at this point. When your opponent has 70-something% map control, you have to do the crazy moves.
Just going to make a note again, Turbo has 1 T2 mechs making all of this right now. That just shows you how much resources are available on this map.
That's why you don't eco until you've gotten, if there's map control you can still fight for. Oh no, Turin is dropping units from the center to his, expansion.
He's got to try and hold on to something though, but I think this Navy presence by Turbo here and is just pretty much going to be kind of like a little bit of a game under unless these torps do something.
I like the patrol of Zuis on the left. I think Turbo's forgotten about him, but there's a lot of Zuis. So,
wow. Got 3 Vulthus trying to help hold off that T1 push.
And they will. Turin is reacting with his air. We're going to have an air fight. And it looks like Turbo's going to win.
He's got...
Just because he has more and also because his air is tough.
And also Turin has... Ooh. Ouch.
He clicked... What happened was, he saw the gunships, right? So when you see that, you will just instinctively react, click all the gunships with all your NTs, press Shift G, and then when that happens, your gunships will not attack, or your interceptors will not attack enemy interceptors because they already have a target selected.
So that's air win for Turbo. Navy's about to go bye-bye for him.
Turbo. Just land win for Turbo. I guess Turin is winning the mid-island. Invested 20 factories there.
He's got some mastery claim here from the units that he lost.
Well, I'm the Tiku gun. But yeah, it's not really relevant here. Let's see. Anyone going T3 air? Oh yeah, Turbo is T3. 80% T3 air.
80% done here at the bottom. Turn's making a little bit of a push comeback with his little land army here.
For his T3 T-Jet. He's gonna get adjacency. Look at this man. He knows how to play the game. Yeah, but again, this is what I mean when I say it doesn't make sense to pick this map against Turbo. Turbo is very strong. I vetoed this first against Turbo. Turn loop there. Yeah, I don't see any plan. There's no win condition for him right now. And he only has 2 T2P gens, so it's not like he can even go for spot plan.
Yeah, he's just spamming out T1 NTs right now to try and get it. That's a GG. Oh, just a classic showing of the...
Before the situation spiraled out of control.
We kind of just saw a situation like this with Zlo and Sukul playing on Niflheim, where Zlo got a few T2 mexes very early, while Sukul went for a land dominance kind of play right there. It just shows you just the principle right there. It's like, yeah, ecoing's good, but you definitely got to wait a little bit until you get some control on things. That was a decisive victory.
Yeah. Should we go and cast from the replay? Tagada Swaffle, or?
We can do that and switch, or we can continue watching Turbo in turns, but maybe we should take a look and see what's happening with the other ones.
I didn't realize that they would continue playing. my mistake. Yeah, we should just follow them then. See what the next map is.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna figure out who picked what. And I just confirmed that that was Turbo's pick, so that makes a little bit more sense. Though I gotta ask you right now, I thought that Turbo was higher rated than Turin. Actually, now that makes sense. Yeah, I get that.
Turbo is quite a bit higher rated than Turin. Turin is like around 2K.
Yeah.
Like around.
I thought that the lower rated would pick the map first, or am I just mixing it up?
That's why I thought Turin picked it.
Yeah.
I guess
Nope. They're saying that they actually did it wrong there. I didn't confirm before I saw the map post right there. That's on me. So they said they said they just went with it and Turin agreed to let that be the map, I suppose. So, oh well.
I have the storm. Let's go. This is. I'm actually not sure who this favors, because Turin has played quite a lot here. You know, he's a member of the old guard, and as far as I understand, he played a lot of Eye of the Storm back in the day.
For high level 1v1 on these maps, it's always fun to see just how many hundreds of inties they can get versus what people normally have on here for me. Because I'll get like maybe like 80, 100 inties and be happy about it, but then I watch games where there's like 200, 300 inties on this map.
I'm actually not sure that's good. At some point, it becomes inefficient, and you should just invest in Flak or something. Or go T3R. Like 200, 300 is a bit too much. Alright.
So I just saw the factions. We got an Aeon and a Seraphim.
Yeah. Bully raised a good question. How did SP lose to Turin? I would like to know this too. That's actually why.
Well, you know, I didn't know if SP got banned or something because I didn't see him on the leaderboards, and it turns out that he actually hasn't played ladder in so long that he got removed from it. So maybe he's just not playing right now or something, just not paying attention.
Well, he's not playing, sure, but he's also, you know, quite a bit better than Turin, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad day for him, and we all have our days.
Good one. Hey, did they change this map? I used to recall that the 300 mass reclaim was like a pole.
Yeah, so this is part of the FAF version of maps that Saveni Bad Boy did, and what he did is there was a lot of people that said that they couldn't see this one, and he went on a project and take a look at all the maps. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but if you looked at the reclaim distribution here, it was actually pretty lopsided as well, and this is a classic GPG map where they didn't even have map symmetry tools back then, so he went about and looked and fixed it, everything. You look at like Certus Major and everything. We can go over those details after. But anyways, just getting to the starting build orders over here on the left right here. Looks like Turbo's doing a classic.
The biggest difference right now is Turin seems to be a lot later to his Hydro than Turbo is.
Yeah, it's interesting. He went for the reclaim first. That's interesting.
Probably that. Like, if he's not immediately using it, which he won't be because his engineers are all walking around, then he did not need to grab the reclaim then.
Yeah.
Right now you need to spend your money.
There's little rocks and trees that are right here that actually give you a decent chunk of mass right here. I think, yeah, you can almost, it's not that much, but I think you can get to survive off that for a bit and go right to the Hydro. I like getting the Hydro a lot quicker here because I think you can hold off with enough mass to grab this. And he's got an engineer that went for the rocks on the way to expanding to the more dense max expansion on the left side right here, so that's a much better move. Both players doing that, it looks like.
They know what's up. The players have a lot of experience on this map with the way they've done their like expansion paths. You won't see something like what Turin is doing on the right if it's a map gen game, right? where you'll send like 2 engineers simultaneously.
I'm curious to see what these two do, because the last time this was in the ladder pool, I've noticed a lot of people are sending their ACU directly to the center now, grabbing the mast, then just kind of abandoning a ship and then going to the left or to the right. Map dependent. It's like the meta's changed a little bit on this map, making it kind of curious.
If you walk mid, you can react to which side of the map you want to go to.
Can we get Turbo with almost his second air factory up already? Nope, it's matched actually. Both the Turn and Turbo have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same amount of P-gens. It looks like it's a little bit quicker for Turbo, but not so significantly that I'm worried about Turn just losing this one right off. Pretty much a mirror move right here. We got a T1 tank and a scout going up north and south likewise. Engineers expanding to the same areas. Although Turbo sending his ACU to the center like I predicted that somebody might do it based on the new meta that I've seen. In Turn Soon, the classic send your ACU to the side. I think people just got sick of losing a T1 engineer to a bomber or something like that in the center and then just losing all the mass there when you can send their ACU there and then just send them left or right and almost do just as much defense.
Yeah, exactly. The ACU is not actually doing anything if you walk directly to one of the sides for like the entire duration you're walking there.
Yeah,
if you walk mid, it does something much quicker. So I think that that's just better.
Yeah, if I look at Turn's ACU, we got, how long is this path right here? We got 2 minutes just to walk over to here. That seems excessive.
So this is the first big major difference aside from the ACU movement. Turbo has gone, 2 air factories into naval factory. Turn is going 3 air factories. We'll see which approach is better. I like the naval factory, really. It gives you so much map vision. And frigates have decent anti-air if you're Seraphim. So it will still always do a little bit. There's a bomber heading for a very far out engineer from Turn. This would be a huge snack if you can get it.
It's done.
That's a pretty big kill. Now the expansion to the 3 mechs is going to be massively delayed. You're not going to walk your ACU there. Maybe the ACU should just stop.
No, he's not, but at least he's going to lock it down. Although Turbo's got an engineer come up here and Turn doesn't have a response right now.
Actually, now it's looking like the ACU walk was very good. If he walked mid, his expansion bottom would have been so delayed. And now, if you look at the top, right? Look at Turbo's 2 engineers. These are so exposed. If you bomb them, like he's never going to expand to the top until he gets the transport.
Given Turn went for 3 air factories, I'm actually a little surprised that he hasn't gone for a bomber right now. I don't know if he's scouted and seen that Turbo only has 2 air factories, although Turbo does have a heck of a heavy assist.
He's building a torp launcher before building his naval factory. That means he's seen them.
Huh.
Yeah, the
T1 transport
are completely undefended. Like those would be such good targets, and actually would be a winning move.
T1 transport out for Turbo. I'm wondering if he's going to try and send them to the south and deny the ACU from getting the expansion, or if he's going to send them right.
Hey, somebody's saying that one of us is super loud and one of us is quiet.
Oh.
Yeah. Femto, tell us which one. Hello, I'm Arch Simcat. Yeah, you need to make me louder.
Okay.
Or are you quieter?
Try talking now.
Hello? Is it good?
I'm waiting for feedback.
Wait, what's happening middle? There's just like 8 scouts parking right next to Turbo's ACU. This is the freest veterancy you'll ever get. It's 40 mass per scout. What in the world? Alright.
Alright, they say that you're better now, or at least one person does. To be continued. Oh, did you see that? Holy! I've never seen that before. A T1 bomber just bombed a T1 transport mid-flight and killed all of his engineers.
Wow, that's the best way to...
I have never seen that before.
Oh my god.
Turbo
This bomber is paid for itself in gold.
How?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
When the stars align, shit like this happens.
I'm gonna have to clip this and send this to Jip. I'm gonna blame the new patch.
Yeah, you changed something in the new, changed the physics in the new patch.
What the? This is what's great about casting is when stuff like that does happen.
Yeah.
I was so lucky to catch that too, I'm not gonna lie. I was not necessarily paying attention. I was just taking a look at like the mini map, and then I just saw that bomber coming, and I'm like, what is it doing? Like, because I saw it on an attack path. Anyways. Focus.
Anyways, we see the value of walking your ACU mid. This is, you know, free 8 mass income. Like, completely free.
Especially as Seraphim, I love this move because with the T1 factory in there, if he puts a stake in this, eventually he can send Zuis, and Zuis are such a pain in the ass in this map because you just ride them along these islands here and send up some shots, and the mech is right there. Really painful if you're out of mexes to upgrade in the center, although I don't know if we'll get to that point in this one here.
Well, it's certainly looking like we will. The sides are looking good for Turn. Turn has denied the top right, and now he's raiding with tanks. So this is kind of like what happened last game, except it was Turbo who was sending units, and it was Turn who didn't have units in response.
Turbo is going to be really upset here because he's sending out another full T1 transport, but it's gotten caught by Inties here, so he's probably slamming his fist on the keyboard right now in frustration like all hell that he didn't able to get this. And now Turn's taking it. This is great.
Turn. This is really annoying. Now you have anti-air in the mid-island, so now it's like a no-go zone for your air. Yeah, the mid-island is such a strong strategic position that I think you always need to go in. Even though Turn has the sides, like, he's just so restricted, it feels like. Also Turn a bit idle with his units. He could be killing this this arm.
I was expecting a little bit more of a T1 land presence from Turbo to be kind of pulling up in here on the left side. Usually what I see in 1v1 matches here is that one side just has units streaming down on the side right there to try and deny the expansions, but I haven't quite seen that yet.
Yep. Well, what's next?
Turbo 2
get air. Turbo has not started T2 air. So we'll see what Turn can get done. He's building Aeon T2 gunships. Now you can see why Turn picked Aeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Swifties and you have a really strong T2 gunship. Honestly, Turbo's ACU is in trouble. Like,
I'm watching it right now.
If Turn starts rallying T2 air units there and rallies all his air units there, he has air control right now, I think. Yeah,
and
he could just kill Turbo. Turbo is very overextended.
This is actually a pretty nice pincer move because, well, I don't think there's enough T1 units up here for Turn to really make use of this, and he's about to lose a bunch of them to bombers. But I like how there was T1 subs coming out for Turn. He could have parked them like at there to deny Turbo's ACU from going back into the water.
Yep. Well, let's see. I think Turn is looking to use his air against Turbo's ACU. You can see he's bringing his gunship over, which is unfortunately locked by all of Turbo's ATs and will die. But yeah, he needs to build like 1 or 2 gunships, and then start attacking the ACU just to force a reaction. If the ACU goes into water, you build like 1 torpedo bomber, and you continue building air units, and you just keep winning air and defending the small number of offensive air units you have.
Ooh, speaking of in danger ACUs, I'm looking at Turn's. Well, actually, he's not really in danger because, well, actually, subs are coming out right now. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's going to the middle island, but I don't think he's really going to walk up too much on there.
The thing is, we'll lose the left side eventually, unless he invests more. So this ACU walk, again, has consequences. But you can see how strong the mid position, right? Now you have to walk your ACU back to the middle, having gone to the left corner. You should have just walked there first.
We have T2 arrow by Turbo finally, so we may be able to... When he sees that Turn's ACU stuck in the middle there, he's just going to send his whole Navy presence over there and just... Well, actually, I take that back because Turn's established quite a bit of Swift Winds and Inties on top of this here, so there's almost no way that's going to happen.
They have 1,000 mass kills between them. They're just killing these frigates slowly, but eventually. and Turbo's not really doing anything about it. The Zooey rates, though, from mid-island are pretty brutal. It's going to lose a lot of mexes.
Yeah,
All of the mexes.
like I was saying earlier, these are just an absolute pain in the butt here, and that's why it's so critical to have that middle thing, and maybe Turn saw that, and now he's getting rid of it. Well, there's
Yeah,
only...
but you need to... You can deal with these pretty easily. He has air control, just use a T1 bomber, right? But it's just... You don't have the APM to really deal with it. And yeah, Turn is now losing the left-hand side because he's
Yep,
with his HP.
just noticed that.
I really feel like he had an opportunity to kill Turbo. Turn's squaring it off with the mid base. He will take it eventually. So Turn should still have air control for basically the rest of the game because he can build Swiftwinds. The only thing is he needs to not overbuild gunships now. He's building like 3, 4? Yeah, that's enough. He should not build any more gunships. He should only build Swiftwinds and keep those 4 gunships alive. Because Swiftwinds beat every other like interceptor basically.
He's got a good air guard in it now. I think Turbo's thinking about engaging with it, but I think he's
no, he
not
can't.
yet. No,
He has
he's thinking
less,
twice.
and you know he doesn't have any T2.
It's just tier 1, tier 2 mix of the air units right there. Not going to happen.
I think Aeon is just so strong if you let them get to this T2 phase. Because right now, like, what can Seraphim even do? Like,
The thing
you have
that's
no answer to the T2 air.
the thing that's really crazy now too is that like if Turn really wants to, he can go on to Blaze like spam 2 and stuff like that. That's actually a viable strategy now with how buff they are these days.
Yeah, true. Well, the Blaze are like equal to Yensies, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know what? Turbo can just fly. Turn should be able to just fly in and kill the T2 P-Gen with his gunships. Let's see. He just needs maybe a few more Swiftwinds.
I think he's got it. He's got a couple more coming in to back it up right now and some more NTs.
There's so much damage he can do. Like, the game is basically won. Because Turbo can just never take air control back.
Yeah, right now it looks like Turn's just playing around with one gunship to kind of gauge how much of a air response he has, and he's going to make a decision, and he sees that it's not that heavy, so he's going in with it with his Swifties and T1 NTs,
Well,
and then
he has
keeping
to engage with the Swifties and Inties together, though. The Swifties are kind of getting ahead of them.
Yeah. Well, I think I like what he did. He just used one gunship to kind of test the waters before sending all of his gunships in, which is a really nice
slaughter.
move.
This is an absolute slaughter. The game is over. Very nicely done from Turin. But really, I feel like this was just a faction win. Like Aeon T2 here, what can you do? You know?
I'm not sure
You
why
have to
Turbo 2
actually
went
play with Aeon T2 in
T2
mind. Like,
ACU.
you need to build cover flag or something.
I agree, Turbo. That bomber was definitely MVP. I'm curious to see how the game would have went if that bomber did not kill that transport, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy it did. So now we're 1-1 for both.
That's pretty annoying when that happens to you in the game. Like, it's not something you can predict. It's not something you can really. It's not a skill thing. You know? Oh no, Tagada showed up in the chat. It's a bad sign for I think Swoggle. Oh no, Swoggle got 2-0'd. Oh yeah, Tagada, you missed a bomber bombing a fully laden, or not fully laden, just bombing a T1 transport and killing all the NGs aboard. Like, as the transport was flying in the air.
And thankfully somebody's clipped it for us, so we actually get to see it live.
Yeah. Turbo must feel really bad. Yeah, it is triggering. It's so triggering because there's no skill. There's like nothing that you did wrong. It's just random bullshit, and you're paying, and you're probably gonna lose because of it. It feels bad when it happens to you. Watch the clip. The legendary clip.
So that was a quick match with everyone. So we got Tagada in the final. One more match between Turn and Turbo 2.
All right. Who are you cheering for, Morax? Between Turin and Turbo.
Who am I cheering for?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
You know, I gotta say, it's nothing against Turbo 2, but I would not have any talent in 1v1 ladder here whatsoever if it wasn't for people like Turn. I was in a clan with Turn for a long time, the Zaw clan, BAW, and I specifically remember Turn giving me a hell of a lot of training, so I gotta give a pretty good shout out to him. And I'm glad to see him coming back after a ruthless amount of PhD studying over it right now, so it's nice to see if he's getting some games in here.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
No, yeah, no. I was in BC Clan way back in the day. Lexstock recruited me, so I was pretty much there with Blackheart and Petrick from like a long time ago. I think since 2014, and then things got quiet. People started like losing interest in playing regularly. Hence the fall of BC, and then BAW formed with some of them, and then Zoc invited me in with some other people and stuff because he saw I was playing a whole bunch with everybody. So him, Oxide Ion. I don't know if you know who he is. He might be before your time.
I've seen him around.
Yeah, so he's a pretty good player and stuff. I don't know, but he just never really kept up with it and stuff. He was one of the people who came in and did really well for like a year or two, and then said, there's not enough people playing, unfortunately. But yeah, so anyways, long story short, definitely kind of rooting for Turn right here because he's a good lad of mine.
Sure, for sure.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to help settle a debate right now.
What's going on? Oh yeah, Turin's asking who beat us first. Should be Turin, right? Lower seed. Or wait, I'm not actually sure.
All right, that's settled.
Yeah, I should watch the Tag of the games in the meantime.
I think so,
Do you think
yeah.
this will take too long or not?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know how long this will take? Are they still doing like vetoes or something?
They're just settling on which map to play left out of their veto, so I don't think it'll be too long. Give me 1 minute. We can watch one of the games while we're waiting. If it still is right there, I'm just gonna grab some water because I've got a friggin' something wrong with it or whatever. Be right back.
Morax has got something friggin' wrong with it. Feels bad. So how's chat doing? Tagada, how did your games versus Swaffle go? Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tully Dozer. We were originally, or I was hoping we would watch the games you would play against Swaffle, but apparently chat voted for the other set. Okay, first one. First one was Matchin, right? Second one up feels good. Oh. Classic move. There just needs to be an unspoken agreement where it's like, if map gen is in the tourney, then the tourney just kind of becomes a map gen tourney. I think in all my previous tourneys, I was like leaving map gen. I don't know. Hey Morex, why is Caster showing off challenge?
Earlier we lost the original caster was going to be here, and when I went to Streamlabs, it booted me out of the FAFLive, and I had to get a new token key. And Brutus is not around, so I'm doing this on OBS right now. I don't have the overlay setups right now, and I figure this is better than just a black screen in between.
Yeah, having the challenge open spoils the results for some people who might want to, like watch a series like the Tag the Swallow one. But yeah, it's like not a big deal to be honest. Dude, is Tag gonna hit 2.6k global? Somebody stop this man, please.
2.6k?
Yeah. Tag is just they're just stomping their way through people. Come on. Oh, you already did? Oh man. Was not aware. How many FAF players have hit 2.6k global? I know Yugi has. Tagged has.
I
Like
think
Galactic
Galactic Fear is the only one that I can think of besides that.
Did Zoc ever?
I don't know. I don't know if he ever actually went up to that level, and I don't know if you could actually look it up at this point.
Well, he was definitely at the level, right? Like he was the best player by a big margin when he played.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, his injury, but
it was impressive that he stayed around as long as he did because he was just at the top of the ladder like continuously forever, and I don't think anybody was touching it for a long time. Global leaderboards. Does it remove people from the global leaderboards? Yeah, definitely, because Zoc would have been up higher here. And he's not listed anymore, so I can't look it up.
I know Zoc was like 2.5k ladder last time I checked. It's actually insane. Oh hey, the lobby's up.
There we go.
Twin Rivers.
What did they...
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I was not expecting someone to pick that one.
I think Turn has a good shot here. But obviously Turbo will be favored because he's just higher rated. Turn is picking Aeon here. An interesting decision. Alright. So we're entering the last game of the best of 3 between Turbo and Turn. What do you think about the factions? I really like the Aeon pick, to be honest.
Pretty dominant
Turbo.
here. I'm not gonna lie, it's really frustrating. Even for good players that know how to counter Aurora, it's always a pain in the ass in the beginning.
Yeah. We'll see what he can do with it. It's definitely the unconventional pick that most people are sleeping on. Oh wait, no, they're both Aeon, what?
And Turn is upset with something. What did he do?
You think he was... Oh, okay, Aeon versus Aeon. Yeah. I didn't realize Turbo changed his faction at the end. I thought he was Sarah. So I guess Turn did the same thing.
I thought I saw a UEF for one of them myself, and then I didn't see it there.
Okay. Okay.
Is this the right build order here? I'm looking at Turbo 2 right here. He's got a ton of T1P gens up.
He knows what he's doing. He did this last game as well. This looks very efficient. You don't have to move for any of this.
He's probably not building all those in a row. I probably just missed it with the order.
Yeah, Turn seems to have a very designed...
I was going to say, I just looked at it, and it looks like he has a template saved for this map or something. It looks too perfect to be true.
What is this, UD play? No. You know UD has templates for Cetans?
I would not doubt it.
Like, for every position.
Although I will admit, when I watch UD's stream and I see what he can do with just like the movement there, I'm wondering if he has hotkeys special set up for a lot of the things that he does. It's really impressive, and I don't know if it's just an APM monster thing and I just can't calculate it in my head.
Sure. So far, looks pretty similar, I'd say.
I'm kind of curious about Turbo's expansion. He's doing something I don't normally see, where he's got his first 2 engineers going to the left to go to the backside immediately, and nothing queued up on the expansion.
Oh, Turbo walked. Feels bad.
Oh.
It's not a big deal. But yeah, you're right. This is pretty unusual. I think you do want to expand with this engineer. Like, look at how close the engineer at the 2-mex expansion right now is to the 4-mexes on the left.
Yeah.
He really should just go to the 4-mex, I feel like.
This looks a little more classic here, where you get this kind of like question mark movement here moving. I know you can't see my screen now because you're watching, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have the screen open. I see what you mean. He's a bit later here, though. So it's like, it's also not great, because he delayed these 2-mexes to pick up all of the reclaim. But maybe he needed the reclaim, I'm not sure. It just feels like the mexes are quite a bit delayed now.
This is one of those maps where you either overflow or stall like crazy with the reclaim.
Haggett is saying resident sleeper casters because you need the Hydra. Spend your mass. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. But you should just send another engineer, I feel like. You send 2 to the back, 1 to the 4-mex. And then, you know, you get the Hydra quickly, and you also have the expansion. Now the 4-mex is just massively delayed.
And we have a flare battle that went in Turbo's favor.
I see on the right. At least the flare doesn't get vet from killing a lab, because then it would actually be a monster.
I think it will when it picks up this next... let's see. Interesting. Okay, turns just... you turning around and just hoping it delays enough for a unit to get there and kill the flare.
Yeah, this is a good move, doing stuff like this.
We have...
He's going to lose the engineer on the left, which is quite big. Because you want that engineer to get it back.
Turns quite... Sorry, Turbo is quite delayed in getting his first bomber out. Looks like Turn's going to get at least one pass with the bomber.
Just flying into the main base. Okay, I guess it'll work. If he bombs 3 engineers, then it's worth it for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get... Oh.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Nice.
That's brutal. Alright, nice.
And Turbo's responded immediately by parking his ACU and getting a factory out. That is awful. You know, Flare has gotten by. It's going to be completely dominant in the back here.
Turn is trying to bomb the P-gens. We'll see if he can get it. Oh, no drop! No! If he dropped there, he would have killed, like, all the P-gens. Oh my god.
It's a pretty big save for him.
He actually really wanted to micro there.
Yeah, because I was going to say, this flare back here could have killed these 2 engineers. I was waiting to see if that happens, but it looks like he was going for that. This probably wouldn't have been the bigger hit.
That's the sort of situation where you need to, like, literally just forget everything else on the map and micro that one unit. Because if he gets that bomb, he wins the game. Like, Turbo will just be down 8 P-gens. You know? Damn.
Yeah,
Oh
Turbo's...
my god, what happened on the other side? I guess we missed it, but Turbo's bomber got 8 kills. I see a lot of dead T1 NGs in turn space.
Oh, it actually got that. I thought that... Wow. Okay, I saw the first 3 engineers die here, and then the bomber fly this way with 2 inties after it, but it actually got around to kill those. That's... Yeah. My bad for looking away from that one.
I thought it would die to the inties, but I guess not.
This free reign flare in the back just running after Turbo's NGs back here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but that's not too relevant because the all the expansion is complete basically. So, and he already has a factory, so it's not a big deal.
It's just a pain in the butt thing that's annoying. It'll just be, oh, he reclaimed it. He got it.
Okay, another bomber. Let's see. I think he's just going to target the P-gens. We'll see what he does. He has an attack move. Yeah, I think he's targeting the P-gens.
Turbo's indeed just
this is really good.
Plain old
Turn
mist.
is crushing. Turn is absolutely crushing Turbo on Twin Rivers here.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, let's go! Oh my god! All 10 P-gens.
How much veterancy on that bomber? Just one, unfortunately.
And he's gonna get a return pass, and he's gonna just crush air. Turbo needs to rush up an anti-air, but he's still gonna
got
lose
it. Get that bomber out of there, let it live.
Ah, damn.
Bye-bye.
He had vent too, so he was pretty close to getting out. Yeah, but Turn is kind of crushing still.
It's interesting.
And the lab in
He
the back
hasn't.
of Turn base could not find his engineer. The engineer was able to build a factory, so the expansion there will be secure.
Turn hasn't sent his ACU away, but he's got.
Oh, that's a nice flare on the expansion of
Turren's actually having
had a tank
trouble
there.
with his right expansion. A single flare has been there the entire time, just like denying it while he's microing his bomber.
On the right hand side, Turbo getting the factory on the ledge. That'll be pretty big because I don't think either player has the room to squeeze out a transport right now.
Yeah, I've
So
always liked this move over a transport because it really secures things if you do get this up here. It's kind of risky if you lose the T1 engineer, it gets spotted, but with this one right here, you get a little bit more of like kind of like a backbone of like you just drop engineers here and they get picked off.
yeah, definitely. So if we look at the map now, it's definitely looking better for Turbo because, well, it was looking really bad for Turbo just now. But now, looks like Turn is the one who's not in a great position because he's missing a lot of mexes, right? His major expansion on the right is not taken. The 4 mexes that are in front of his base are also not taken.
Kind of wondering if Turbo 2 has the time and the resources to build up enough of an army because it looks like... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought there was more units involved right here. Turn's just going to be rolling up the right side of the screen now.
Yep. Well, I don't like this move because you can't just walk into your opponent's base, you know? Like that's not a thing you're able to do in a normal game.
No, I would have clumped up all the units here and just keep them here and kind of assess. It looks like Turbo's got enough of a eco going right now where he's got these factories sending out units as quick as possible, so I don't think he's going to be able to effectively push there. I think this is going to be coming to classic standoff unless... Oh... I take that back because Turbo's ACU is fairly alone over here, and it's going to be a guessing game for Turbo to send his units to the left or right.
Turn going T2 air. I like this move. I don't see anything from Turbo. Turbo has paused a lot of stuff. He's paused his air factory. He's paused the mexes. Sure about the move. Paused his air. He lost his transport to the inties as a result. And now Turn is going to drop the top left. Yeah, actually, this is still looking really good for Turbo. He's going to have the T2 air advantage. He's not behind on units on the ground. And he has air control, so he can actually use T2 air. So we'll see. See what you can do with it. Turbo farming some kills with his ACU. Always good. These kills are basically free. Well, he's taking a bit of damage, but yeah, it's basically free. By the way, Morax, you're muted, or not talking.
Oh. What the heck? I didn't touch anything.
I'm not sure.
Oh well. Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just wondering if Turn's going to keep pushing with his ACU on the right side here. Because it looked like it might have been a bad move because his good portion of his army was back here.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Turbo making a bit of a comeback here. Looks like he spammed up a couple of T2 mexes real quick. Turns on the same, although he does have T2 air. I think T2 air is going to win it again.
Turbo going T2 land. He better pump out some mobile flak.
I don't think
gonna get pretty ugly.
He's got a scout going out now. Hopefully he'll see that Turn's got T2 air coming out right now. He's already got a couple of gunships, and I think very low inti count for both players, but Turbo doesn't quite have enough to stop Turn, so if Turn gets some swift wins out on top of this, it's going to be really troublesome really quick again.
So what is Turn doing with his ground army? Like, he's just moved all the way out of the way. Looks like a strange move, to be honest. And he's banking up gunships. He's just building gunships, which are now scouted. Turbo is now spamming up mobile flak. So yeah, and building static flak near his ACU. Turn was going for just a snipe, I guess, but he waited so long that now the mobile flak is out. So the gunships have kind of lost their window, at least to do critical damage to the ACU or the main base. He should still be able to find damage around the sides and against the army, but he would have been able to find that anyways if he had just sent out his gunships immediately. Gunships are still getting value, but...
Turn's still going for the ACU here. A little bit of a... Yeah, no, he's pulling back. Did we have a drop that came back here that we missed? We must have. That's got to be why Turbo has his inties parked up here. Yeah, there it is. So turns drop some units in the back here, not doing too much damage to some T1 maxes back here.
Let's see. T2 air should give him a lot of room to play with, but he needs to go T2 land at some point, I'd say. Like right now, the T2 air still has room to do damage, right? But at some point, when it starts running out of room, you know, as in the flax start getting into the expansions, then Turn needs to be worried about T2 land. Well, maybe not.
Like right now?
The T2 land actually is stuck producing hover flax, so it's like, you know, it's not even giving him a land advantage. Yeah, never mind. He's still fine. He can maybe even do a push on the right.
Turbo's going to get a T2 Pigeon up, and then he's going to start spamming the heck out of air.
Yep. He needs to. Like, he's been doing hover flak, right? But hover flak, you're still going to lose stuff.
Yeah.
It's area denial.
Turn's just starting to get his T2 Pigeon up, but it's going up fast.
Oh, what the hell? Why did Turn build so much more T1 power after he got T2 power? Or T2 air? Because these T1 Pigeons near his air HQ are
I mean, he
a
clearly
lot of them were after he got the T2 HQ.
He didn't want to e-stall while building his T2 Pigeon, obviously.
Yeah.
Kind of a late gun upgrade for the ACU. For Turbo, too. Not sure how effective that's going to be.
It's fine, because you didn't want to use your ACU earlier. Like, Turin didn't, right? Because of the... Oh, sorry. So the gunships all dived to snipe a flak, and they did. So they're all very heavily bruised right now in the back, but they're free to do damage now. Yeah, this is...
Turbo, yeah, I think he just saw a bunch of units just walk up his left side and pretty much take out his expansion. And he's got all of his factories paused now at this point. The gunships are just taking out the whole back.
Yep. This is why, you know, I said T2 air is a much stronger move than T2 line if you're Aeon versus Aeon. Like, you can do damage so much faster with T2 air. And the gunship is just so strong for its mass cost that it's like, it's so hard to fight against. Once again, we see T2 air dominating. This is second game in a row where the same thing happened.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I remember there was a nerf that was made to the Swift one not too long ago, specifically because of things like this. Like, if we had watched that Eye of the Storm game earlier, there was a point where people were just rushing T2 air right away and just sending out like 3 or 4 Swift ones and just absolutely wrecking. So it's kind of interesting to see this again. I just played a spree of like 1v1 ladder matches against Turn while he was on one of his unrusting days, and I think the only reason why I was putting up any kind of match against him is because he was kind of rusty, and I think I lost 4 or 5 out of the 8 or 9 games to air dominance like this, so it's kind of like a foreshadowing of what's happening right now.
By the way, Mercies.
Yep. I don't see people use him too often, though. I feel like it's just rude.
Rude. Yeah, that's one way of putting it, for sure.
It's boring for the viewers, but I mean, it's definitely viable in a pinch. I would use it if it was something for like this, if it was a tournament game, but still like, at the same time.
How Turn is playing this, though. He's going T3 land. He's paused his T1 land production. Like, this is how I imagine myself playing, but I don't actually play like this. This is like the ideal peak performance gameplay.
But he's completely in the right placement to do that. He does have pretty much all the expansions knocked out, everything. He doesn't have anything else to do besides just go T3 land. I mean, he could have ecoed a little bit more, but I don't think he needs it.
It's just a matter of, like, how do you want to end the game at this point, you know?
He's even going for shield
What
AC.
is Turbo doing? He's just banking gunships on the right with a T2 transport. Is he just going to try and snipe Turn? Is that what's happening? Turn has the first shield. I think he's getting the second shield. Yeah, that's the second shield. Okay. So Turbo is just going to walk into Turin with his commander and try and snipe him with the gunships.
He's on 1 T2 Pigeon and he's going for double shield.
Yeah. Yeah. He has a lot of T1 Pigeons, though. Like, that's another T2 Pigeon and T1 Pigeons.
Turbo 2 is coming after him with his army of Flak and Aurora.
Turin, this is like, yeah, I like what Turbo is doing. This is his one sort of shot. He just needs to send everything.
He's got mercies.
you don't need to win air control. Just get the air to ground and hope that your opponent's... Yeah, he's building Mercies now.
Turn's just gonna walk away, though. I don't think he wants to even mess with this
early
whatsoever.
with his land army and his spooked Turn. Now Turn is moving back. Oh, man.
Yeah,
You know, there was a chance that he could just run in with his air, and Turn is a bit mispositioned with his, and then the gunships get like 3 or 4 volleys, Mercies come in, and he dies.
Turbo's forgetting his flak here.
Maybe not with Turbo. Yeah, now sniper bots are out. Oh, man. And he just has a much bigger T1 army as well.
Okay, I thought Turn was just going to walk away, but he's going in. Nope, he's going to walk away. He doesn't want to mess with it.
Yeah, if you're Turin, you don't really need to play too aggressive with your commander. You actually don't want to. Just play as safe as you can, and you should be good to go. Both players are banking up Mercies. Both players have at least 5 Mercies. This is so strange.
I can't find the Turn ones. Where are the Turn Mercies?
Right next to his ACU.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Just missed them. They looked like empties, like parked out here.
Around with all his air units. You see how he's like split up his Mercies, his gunships. His Mercies are like half out of fuel though. They've got a minute of fuel. He really can't move them much more. People are complaining about your resolution here.
Oh, with that right there? Yeah, I kind of want to switch over to someone else as quick as possible. Like I said earlier, I'm really sorry about this. Streamlabs required a key, and I couldn't log into the proper one where I can use a scaled resolution for this.
I'm not sure I have time for another series, but I do have the Streamlabs stuff set up.
I might be able to grab Sukal or something if they're kind enough.
Well, yeah, of course it doesn't bother you, Thomas. You play at like 144p. I've seen your YouTube videos. Come on, man. So really, I feel like the last 5 minutes has just been posturing. Turbo with the threat of an air snipe, and Turn sort of reacting to it while building up his T3 land army. And at this point, it's a massive land army. Snipers, shields, harbs are coming. Yeah, this really can't be stopped by Turbo, I think.
I'm kind of hoping that there's one harb drop somewhere, but I'm not seeing it quite yet. Oh, we got a T1 transport out, but that's probably just on cue from the factory build.
Definitely, you should go for harp drops in this situation. But he should also build some flak. Like, Turn should make a T2 support factory and just have some flak with his main army. He always... if you have a T3 army with sniper bots and Xylems, you should have a T2 support factory building.
Yeah.
Support unit.
Not exactly in Johnny. I actually have a program that does scaling of it proper, and I tested it, and it works out pretty good. Actually, it actually puts the screen at the it actually cuts off the sides on the rendering of my screen, so it actually would look okay.
So Turbo has just parked like this massive snipe on the right-hand side for the last God knows how long. And he's just waiting for an opportunity to go in. I don't think he'll find it though.
No.
Turn is in the base, standing under a shield, like this. Maybe a sister ACU with a mobile flak or something, but really there's no chance of this working. Also, it's funny. Look at Turn's Mercies. All the units are being rallied past where the Mercies are parked, so every time a unit walks by, the Mercy has to take off, and it wastes a bit of fuel. So they're eventually running out of fuel.
I was wondering what you were going to say with this.
Turbo's making labs. Alright, he has 2 sniper bots, soon to be 3, against 5. Okay, there go Turbo's 2 sniper bots. I'm just waiting for this air snipe. This is the only thing that could possibly happen. Like, Turin just doesn't notice the gunships flying at his commander.
I have not seen us. I have not seen us.
So maybe Turbo could try and engage in a land fight, like just run his units in to distract Turin, make Turin zoom in on the front, and then he goes with his air. He's dropping his commander. He's dropping his commander. There are 5 Mercies nearby waiting for him, and he's dropping his ACU. Turbo wins air. Wait a minute. Turbo wins air. Turin, my dude. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Turbo needs a static flak in his base. He needs. Okay, he's building flak from his T3 HQ. Okay.
Well, maybe
This is,
turns.
a
Maybe
bit
turns.
sketchy.
Oh no,
This
Mercy's
is a bit
gone away.
sketchy, actually. He needs to start building T1 P-gens. T1 PD. Building flak.
This.
There's an ACU about to land in your face. Here come the gunships, and here comes the.
I mean, if he gets the shield down, this is actually. I think.
No,
Oh no, you gotta be kidding me.
T1 PD, please. Oh god.
Oh
okay.
no.
So there's 3 hover flags, and they kind of just one-shot a bunch of the gunships. That's good.
Turbo
I don't know why Turns ACU is not shooting. Why is it not shooting? Why is it ACU? Oh my god.
Turns going crazy. No
Drop replayed or what? Like. Please don't T1 PD. Oh my god. Why ACU? Why is this ACU not shooting? I don't understand.
What is happening?
Okay, the mobile shield is really good. Mobile shield was good. Yeah. Are draws replayed?
What? Oh
Are draws
no.
replayed?
What hit Turbo 2 to knock down? He had a little bit more HP than.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh.
Oh no.
God damn it.
Why?
God damn it, man.
I have so many questions. I don't know where to start.
Good move from Turbo.
Wow.
All credit to Turbo, but that feels so bad of your turn. And it was like, man, he just needed to build, I think, some T1 PD. He needed to build mobile shields and mobile flak a bit sooner. Just if he had a few, like 3 mobile flak near his ACU. Remember earlier when I said just assist a mobile flak on your ACU?
Yeah.
That would have dealt with the mercies.
Jeez.
So, man.
The chat is beautiful right now.
Oh my god.
I guess we get a
Turn,
replay.
Why, Turn? In that sort of situation, though, if you're about to walk, like, he was marching into Turbo's base, right? If something like that is happening, then you need to, like, look at your own ACU. There's a sense of danger that you should experience when you're just straight up walking into your opponent's base and he's not doing anything about it. It was a good move from Turbo, for sure.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Thomas, I do think that Turin should have realized when you're in such a commanding position, that's when you start building static PD near your ACU, right? Yeah, he did. He kind of did react, but just not to the correct extent that he needed to.
All right, so we're waiting for the rehost. Turbo 2's got it up.
Up where we're in. See if this goes better this time.
Well, Turbo 2 has a little practice in making his P-gens this time around, so the bomber doesn't get them, maybe?
We're not going to see him building his P-gens like that again, hopefully. We'll see who learned a bit more from the last game.
I'm watching Turbo 2 pretty much exclusively right now to see what his Q's like. Actually, wait, I want to see if Turbo did just...
You need to watch Turn. We'll see if he does the exact same Q. Wait, so far it's looking pretty similar.
I was hoping to just see his template show up again.
It's not a template. I saw him Q
I know.
Dude, I still can't get over the last game. Man, look at Turbo's P-gens.
It's got the same formation there, yeah.
Learning and adapting live on stream.
I was hoping that one of Turin's mercies would attack Turbo's T2 transport just so that he gets equally frustrated like the T1 bomber on Ice Storm.
Oh yeah. And Turbo's also put a move command, so he's not gonna walk with his ACU this time. See, this is why he's 2.2k, and we're not. Can mercies attack transports?
Did we just freeze?
I don't think so. I think they're considered as a
never mind.
bomber. Like they have the bomber target.
No, they can't. I was just wondering if some like mischief might happen like that again.
Oh, yeah. In theory, if a transport flies under, probably hit it. All right. Well, the build orders are otherwise exactly the same, I'd say. Like, oh wait, no, they're not. Turin is not expanding to the left 2 mexes. Instead, he's assisting his ACU.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going for this reclaim first instead of sending the engineer just directly to these mexes this time. Probably learned just a little bit something the first game and saw that he could be a little more efficient holding off and getting that.
This is really bad. Turin made 3 engies and then a tank and a scout. That's like so much of your factory time this early. I don't think you should be doing that.
He's got paranoia. He's got paranoia after the flare was like giving him a bunch of problems in the last game. But I think the fact that they're Aeon versus Aeon, you just make flare against flare. I don't think you want to make a T1 tank. The Aurora is kind of a pain in the butt to get the flare down.
Yeah, the Aurora is just it's too risky verse, to be honest. Like you kind of need to take some risks and not do shit like this.
I gotta say, I'm definitely a fan of the lab buff in the return of like a cheaper bomber after I've seen some awesome games with T1 bombers being used a little bit more. I'm just curious though, like I still haven't figured out exactly why the flare was given such a bigger buff over the other factions though.
What do you mean? Okay, sorry. Whisper down in chat. I love how the casters give gameplay critique to 2K ladder players.
I mean, that's kind of what this is all about, no?
What do you expect from us? We're casting the game, man. What do you want us to talk about?
I will fully admit I'm a worse player than either of these two here. I would probably lose the game in 5 minutes, but I still like to have fun.
I will fully admit I'm a worse player than Turbo on most days.
There you go. See? Happy R4.
Okay, here comes the bomber. The split! The split. Alright. Good. Wait, no, just moving back. Alright. Well, the T1 anti-air is the absolute hard counter to this. You should be able to get out.
Only got
yeah,
one.
The bomber should be able to get out of range. Yeah, okay. Very nice.
Interesting.
T1 anti-air, bomber still alive.
Opening bombers.
There's no interceptor coming. The bomber will just kill all the expanding engineers. Oh wait, no, there's an interceptor out on the field already. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna
be able to get the 2 at the back.
I was gonna say he just sent his Inti like on a beeline path over the Turin's base because he wanted to try and take out an early bomber, but Turin was crafty and made 2 bombers, which confused the heck out of him.
Classic move. Oh, the dodge, very nice dodge. Turin should try and micro. He's not microing. He's not gonna get the engineer. Again, it's a situation where you really want to spend time to micro that 1 bomber because the reward you get from getting that kill is so big.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to say that Turbo 2 got all the expansion back here, but he neglected to get those T2 mexes before getting the Hydro. Not exactly sure why, and the counter to the flares this time around worked out very well for Turin, so it looks like Turin's got himself pretty well established here.
Looking very healthy. He just has this 1 engineer who just went and built mexes and, just completely uncontested the entire time. So his expansion is basically complete already, whereas Turbo's missing a lot. So we'll see how much he can snowball this advantage. Turin definitely has a window where he will just have more mass to work with. We'll see if he can continue putting on pressure and continue denying Turbo from expanding. In this sort of situation, you can maybe even just build a ton of labs because they build faster and spend more mass.
This is interesting. Turin's got 61 factories up, and he still hasn't. And he's still keeping his ACU in the main base. I'm not sure if that's too much or too little, but
well, it's hard to push here, generally speaking, because if the game is balanced, then there's you can all your ACU is doing is holding a position, right? But in this kind of game, where you have this advantage, you could maybe even push with your commander. But then, it's risky. We'll see. Turn should be pretty far ahead. And it's just a matter of snowballing that advantage into a bigger advantage. What do you think Turn should do? Maybe he needs more power for sure.
Well, like I said, I definitely like the ACU kind of moving to one of the sides here. It doesn't necessarily mean you can push, but it kind of helps lock it down. It makes the other player decide that they want to keep their units to one side a little bit more. Looks like he's doing that finally, and I think Turbo's beating him to the punch a little bit right now, because all these Aurora that are right here, as soon as they see the ACU, they're probably going to move back a little bit. And it does have backup this time, which is nice. I gotta say, I really do like the factory build here by Turbo 2 again. It's nice timing with that. It's early enough on where it's kind of subtle.
What do you mean the factory? Oh, you mean at the...
On the side island.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you can't see my screen while everybody else can, so it's like I have to keep adjusting the way I cast with you. But the rocks over here are pretty nice and juicy, so it'll give them a little advantage.
So it looks like Turbo is completing his expansion now. And what does Turn have to show for his early damage?
He's got 2 T2 mexes at his core, 2 more on the way, while Turbo's working on 1.
Alright, yeah.
So Turn's dominance in getting his expansion and holding back Turbo has clearly shown right there. I mean, that's kind of like a lot of the game right here, is really how much you delay your opponent. The little bits in the beginning can kind of put you ahead or not. So I'm gonna see if once he's up, and he's got nearly T2 land done already. Wow.
Turn changing up his strategies. I like that. Honestly, I like that. Like, every time I play a tournament, if I go into a second game, I do the exact same thing, and then I get abused.
I will admit, though, Turn has now lost air this time around. I mean, I know it's not like a huge any advantage, but it's kind of hard to come back if you don't start stepping on the gas with that. Don't see Turbo.
Oh no, he's building hoverfly. No. He should just build a T2 engineer, because T2 engineer lets you win air. Because you get a T2 PGen, and then you get an insane amount of air. Even inties.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's... Maybe he was...
Turin should just go for like... Let's get a T2 PGen. Just get like a ton of assists or more air factories around it, and just stay on 2 on air and try and win with T2 land maybe. I'm actually not sure what would be better. No. He should probably still go T2 air.
So Turbo has noticed that Turn hasn't gone for his left island yet, and with his air dominance, he's now got that held up, and he's sending a transport over there, so he's going to get both islands in this game. Yeah, well, Turn is dropping a bunch of tanks. Well, 1 tank, and it looks like 4 engineers now. But I don't know, it just seems like he had such a massive advantage in terms of crippling Turbo's expansion. I kind of feel like you could just rally units continuously into Turbo's base and just prevent, just labs, whatever, throw everything you can, stop him from expanding, instead of letting Turbo stabilize the game. Like, now that the game is stabilized, the early damage doesn't really matter. And yeah, Turbo's... And goodbye. Yep, I just saw that too. Yeah. I don't know, this looks a lot worse than the last game from Turn. He changed his playstyle, and it just feels inferior to the playstyle he used last game. It's going for an aggressive ACU for certain. This is a lot sooner. I think it was around the 13-14 minute mark where we saw both of them going for gun ACUs. Yeah, but this time there's just more land in general, right? Both of them went T2 land. There's a lot more T1 land. Turn is taking a bad fight at the top. Yeah. This is a really bad fight for Turn. I don't know why he's moving in. He should just try and run. Turbo's going to get a nice drop on the bottom, unopposed. That was such a bad fight for Turn. Turn probably lost like 20-something tanks, while Turbo lost like 10. Woof. Yeah, and all the reclaim to the Victor. Yeah. Engineer's already on the way. Yep.
A drop from Turbo into the back is going to land as well.
It's 6 Aurora, though. Can it get there quick enough? Yeah, it's not going to get in and do too much. It'll be a pain in the butt, though.
Turn needs to make a bomber, and he is. One bomber will deal with it. It'll kill like a mech, maybe a Hydra, but that's about it. Oh man, it just feels like Turn stepped off the gas, right? Like he converted his early advantage into a T2 mech lead, but he also lost air and then lost the islands. So that kind of neutered the T2 mech advantage because now he's basically behind on eco as a result.
I'm very curious what Turn's doing. He's paused a ton of his factories. He's got 6 T2 mechs about now. Second T2 P gem going up really quick.
He's rushing that T2 P gen because he's building his he's building shield.
Chrono damper to be actually chrono damper.
That's chrono.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a shield ACU and a chrono, and his chrono's going up quite nicely.
Wow. Okay, I like that. I like that move. In a T2 line war, you'd rather chrono than shield, for sure. Cool. I like that move from Current. We'll see what he can do though.
We're gonna see.
It's really hard to push because the distance you need to push is quite long, quite large. And he's getting raided now. Like, you never want a situation on Twin Rivers where you're just letting units run past.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's go. They're walking separate ways as well. This is like a base trade situation almost. But
Turn has not that many units to defend his main.
He doesn't. He needs to start building T2 PD right now, but I don't think he knows what's happening.
He's still producing a heck of a lot of flak too. I'm not sure why.
He built the TML. Like, he's building T2. He queued up T2 PD here, so that's obviously not going to work. You need to queue it in your main base, like right now. Looks like Turn is maybe going to react and turn back.
Both of them made a TML. But one's going to go down pretty quick.
Turbo's TML is in a better position. Well, Turn's dead, so it's not. The TML has quite a lot of damage to be done. There's 2 T2 mexes he can hit. The main base, he can hit a T2 mex, maybe? He can definitely hit.
I think he can hit these mexes in the back right here that just became T2 not too long ago, so that could be a pain in the butt if he doesn't get those defended. And we got a rocket coming out.
Have been T2 for a while, I'd say. But he's definitely losing them.
He's losing these 2 right here in the kind of like the back area that came up. I see it going right for it.
Yeah, those are good. All right, base trade. T2 PD is coming up. This is the answer to Chrono, by the way, for anyone who wonders how you can defend against Chrono. You just build T2 PD. But these T2 PD are a bit too far forward. Like, you know.
Turbo 2's AC is just walking right over, though. He's going to kind of cut it off. Although.
I think Turbo Turn can push.
That's only shield 1, so that's only.
Mobile shield. He can. There's not enough T2 PD to stop him. There's 1. He can just kill that 1. He should just kill that 1 T2 PD. Yeah, he's getting T2 NG and then he's going to get the T2 PD done.
Yeah. He needs to get the shield around his ACU, though.
This is a good push. I think this is going to work from Turn. Like, the Chrono is making the shield look like a really dumb decision, because what is the shield doing? Absolutely nothing. Look at the amount of value Chrono is getting. Oh my god, that overcharge. Dude. Oof. Chrono is sick, man. What can Turbo do?
Turn's nearly got a veteran C2, which is really going to help.
Here's the thing, like, what can Turbo even do? He's going T3 line. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go sniper bots, and that's how he's going to counter this.
I did not see that.
A small window right now to do damage. He's losing shit in his main base, though, to, like, random Aurora.
If Turn overcharges all these sitting Aurora right here, that's going to be beautiful. Please overcharge
He's just running him down. Turn is just running Turbo down. We'll see if this works. There's still a lot of units here.
Too much HP.
And Turn mostly has shields. Like, his army is like 50% mobile shield. So he doesn't actually have that much DPS with this army.
Yeah. I would kind of like to see him pick off these units here.
The window
The
is closing.
Obsidians just can't get in
Turbo
range
has
though
already
with the
gotten
Chrono.
a sniper bot out. Dude, what's happening? Look at Turn's main base. There's just like 5 Aurora that's been running around, and the only thing that's been sent to deal with them were like shields.
So the sniper bots are coming out for Turbo, and I do not think that Turn's going to be able to respond to that. He's just going to get chased down now.
So Turn has no intention of going T3 land. What can still happen is that he can still make enough shields to tank the sniper bot. Sniper bot DPS is not large. It takes a very long time for sniper bots to eat through Xylons, especially if you only have like 1 or 2.
Not when there's an Absolver on the path.
Oh, an Absolver!
Yep.
This is the biggest brain gameplay I've ever seen. Like, dude, shield disruptors, come on.
This is beautiful, the utility of the
really
Aeon faction.
Yeah. Now the shield's gonna use. So yeah, the push from Turin is stopped. Chrono was it looked good, but Turbo had the counterplay. I didn't think of this. You recall I was just asking like, what the hell can Turin do?
Well, I think the best move he can do right now is send in all his units and try and take out Turbo's ACU. That's because if he falls back now, that's just it's way too much reclaim there.
Yeah,
T3 land's just going to spread over and kill everything.
He needs to just go for the kill. He needs to try to do something, and doesn't look likely, to be honest. But we'll see. Hey, the Absolver is in the front. The Absolver can be killed. If you kill the Absolver, then your shields are actually good again. You should, all right.
There we go.
You got the shield disruptor. Now there's only sniper bots. Everyone needs to remake another Absolver. I think the shield gens can regen now. Terrence, rally point. Please fix your rally point. He just has like 7 shield, 8 shield, 3 blazes, just sitting there. No, you need to please. Terrence, not like this. Yeah.
This is GG now. Turbo shield's way back up. There's too many sniper bots out.
He's making another Absolver. He noticed his original Absolver died. Well, Turret has noticed that he has a bunch of battle units, so there's a chance. You know, if he uses these units, that would be good.
He can sacrifice his shields.
Turret is making mercy. There still is a chance.
Where are they? What do we got? 1, 2.
Oh.
Nowhere close to a veterancy. Well, actually, yeah, never mind. I take that back.
All right, now his obsidians and whatnot are getting missed by the sniper bots.
Turbo's almost at a veterancy again himself right there, so he's gonna have to chip through about 28k HP if he gets that. Yeah, make that
well,
more.
Not 28. Whoa,
30.
not 28k. That's like 22k.
Yep. Maths. There's no way.
Well, damn, dude, Turbo. I mean, alright. This feels so bad. Honestly, it feels so bad.
I like the switch up of tactics by Turin. Just unfortunate it didn't execute as well.
That's why you typically don't, because, you know, like, you go for a strategy because you're good at it, right?
The muscle memory's there and everything. You can probably execute it a little bit faster and stuff.
Yeah, Turin is just really good at using air, I feel like. That's kind of his specialty. So when you don't use that, then you're just, I don't know.
Alright, well, GG.
It was definitely well played from Turbo. Both games, really.
Yeah, it seemed like he'd remedied his issues from the last game more than anything and just kind of went with it and went for a quicker T3 land build, which is kind of classic Twin Rivers.
Definitely. And Turin went for a really cool push. You know, Chrono, tons of shields, but T3 land is actually just a hard counter to that. It was just a matter of buying time until T3 land was up.
So now we got Sukul and Turin for the bronze match.
Yeah.
And
T2 push versus Aeon is not the way to go. Yeah. Thomas is correct. It was a cool idea, but when your opponent can go for sniper bots and absolvers, there really isn't much hope for a T2 push to be able to kill your opponent before gets the T3 up.
Let's see if
I don't know. I still feel like maybe there was a window of opportunity because the early game was really good for Turing, right? But it was just he sort of just stepped off the gas, lost air, and then it.
Yeah, no, I think he ruled out the possibility of somebody getting that far to his commander, which is really unfortunate with a game like that.
That game won though. That was something. Or not game one, the first game on Twin River. Alright, I'm probably gonna head out.
Hey, thanks for joining me up. I really appreciate it. It's definitely helpful to have a second person in here. Running the tourney and doing the casting is a little tough, so I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for letting me come on and cast.
Not a problem. Take care, bud. Be well.
Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.
And we're down to 4 players. Hope people don't mind me putting the challenge back up. Oh, what the heck happened? That did not go in right. Somebody fixed it for me, thank you. Bear with me, folks, as I'm talking to the players now. Alright, and we're back to the matches already. Looks like these guys settled out something real quick, so time for some fun. Yeah, I'm trying to find a good background right now to use. Well, thank you, Thomas. I'm glad you like it. Yes, turn Sukul. Arches unfortunately had to take off. I'm going to see if I can get another co-caster real quick so that we have someone else to pick up things that are happening. So if anybody out there knows how to cast and stuff and is free, that'd be ever helpful because it's much nicer with two people. Lots of good jokes and back and forth and not missing things. And we're back to the action. Welcome to Norfair. This is a crazy map that I created that's really try-hard, so I apologize to those who have had to suffer it before. And we've got a good match of Sukul versus Turin Turambar. I don't think these two were in a clan together before, but could be wrong about that one. This is a map with a very small amount of reclaim pools here that's kind of dependent upon where you go, but there's a lot of tree stack groups over here. And the build orders are usually pretty interesting. I usually kind of see a lot of T1 spam show up in here pretty quick with the generous portions that are right here that keep you going. But the expansions are a little tough to kind of hold right there. You gotta move over you to this one as I got a 4-max expansion up here in the north and the south area. And don't know exactly what the meta was because this isn't too often of a played map. In general, I kind of see people kind of sending their ACU directly left or right in this kind of lanes right here that I'm showing you right now. Oh, my chat thing's all messed up. Don't control your your T3 air HQ. Certain, that's important. Certain slow. Oh my goodness. Sukul or Turn, if you're listening to this, if you can send me the replay of that afterwards, I kind of want to see that just for fun. This is pretty typical here. It looks like we're going for the Hydro Rush, going to get an air factory up. It is a pretty large map. It's not 20 by 20, it's actually 15 by 15. I did a little bit of a cutoff. I wanted to do an experiment and kind of see what it looks like when a map has a land mass that's in this size right here. And it's kind of, it's actually kind of interesting. I took a little bit of an element of Twin Rivers with side islands on the side here, but also kind of kept up like a very range kind of expansion points over here. the thing I like about having this kind of like open area over here, right here, is it becomes kind of like some defensive kind of position right here where you get pretty critical intel and stuff. I've seen a lot of interesting drops happen around the outside sides here because you can take something and move it around here, and unless you have the investment of lots of scouts that are over in this area right here, that can be really hard to catch if you don't have control of one of these islands. So it's kind of one of those maps where you can see lots of different airdrop moves. Air is obviously pretty critical, but don't underestimate T1 land and T2 land here. And that is a bit of a pain. But no kill for the lab right there. Turn's going Aeon again, so I'm thinking that we're going to see some pretty heavy air play here for him, while Suku's just going to go for mass land. Yeah, that's 2 air factories up for turn already. Got a nice little fight between Aurora and a scout here. Just being a pain for him. It looks like Suko sent a interceptor scout over here real quick to see if there's any kind of an early transport, but I don't think Turn's going for that, and he's left a unfinished air factory over here. Sorry, left a unfinished land factory over here. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but you do kind of have to remember that the reclaim's kind of limited here, and you stall out pretty quick, and the expansion needs to happen before you can get to making too much with your ACU. Suko's making a straight move down to the bottom expansion while Turn's going for the... Where is he going to send his ACU? Looks like he's doing what I typically see, where the ACU just goes straight across here. It's kind of nice. You can kind of hold this position here and then keep this more critical expansion without having to use your ACU as that. But since we're going to see the ACUs kind of meeting down here, that's going to make this pretty interesting. I don't really know if I like Turn's lone engineer over here. I think there should be some T1 units coming up here to protect this, since his ACU is not going to be moving up there. So I think that you're going to see this one taken out pretty easily by these unopposed here. And then Turn's going to have some issue, but he does have a transport out right here, so maybe he'll be able to drop that over here and just kind of keep control of it. Looks like Sukul's taken out 2 of the 4 factories that he queued up here, realizing he needs a little bit more expansion and reclaim collection before he can get those up. Same thing happened here at Turn, so it looks like both people made errors in how much resources they had at the beginning. Nice and even. Uh-oh. Sugul did scout the T1 transport up here, so he's sending a bomber as quick as he can. I think that it's probably not going to get there in time. I think that Turn's going to get an air factory up here, and he's going to get most of the reclaim. Puts him a little bit ahead. Let's see if Suko has the same idea. Yeah, he's got a transport coming up right there. So I kind of figured both players, like, they were going to take one of these 2 islands on the side here and kind of make their hold. That's usually what happens here. Turn's still sending his ACU to the right, and Suko's amassed quite a bit of units here, so I'm not entirely certain if he's going to get caught off guard here with that one, because he has absolutely no backup. There's just 2 Aurora here just kind of holding the expansion, but they're going to get overrun by the strikers right here. Oh my goodness. Scout where you're going, Turn. Although Suko has no idea that his AC is coming in over here either. Got... I'm not exactly sure if Suko's gonna realize that he has no backup here right now, and he's just gonna pull his units back and just overrun him, because he certainly could do that right now. He's definitely got plenty enough to just walk in and kill Turin. And that's a pain in the butt. Those two tanks that came all the way down here just pretty much snuck back, and they're just going to be just picking off the mexes in the back here. Sukul not opting to do anything to turn and turn, still just walking. How did he not see this? You're kidding. GG, I guess. Yeah. Well, it was a nice try while it lasted, I suppose. Anyways, next game. I'm speechless. That was just a total anti-meta, just like collapse on Terran's part, I suppose. Oof. What did he have over here? Did he have any sort of plan to back up at all? Nothing. It looks like Sukul just got a lot more land spam out and just wrecked with it. Sound bug. Not so sure if that includes scouts, but sure. Well, that's one down. I cannot fix the rec solution right now, Roxy. I need a different streaming software that I have to use right now, but unfortunately the login information wasn't given to me right now, so I have to use OBS for now, so I do apologize about that. I think Aeon could be fine. We saw turns cruising around with T2 Air in the previous matches, and I think that'd be really dominant there. Yeah, Andrani, if you watch the replay real quick, you'll see that there was a bit of a scouting fail, or rather a lack of a scouting. Just waiting for the next match to come up here, see if they're going to pick a map real quick. No takers on co-casting. I think the finals matches may be taking place about now too, so we'll see if those guys want to join in. Or I can watch Sukul and Turambar in their second match. Yeah, sure, come on in, Derp. Oh. Alright, I'm going to jump in with Sukul and Turn on this match. Waiting for Turn and Tagada to do their map bans right now. Alrighty, I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna be joined by Derp, who I think is making his debut casting. What's up, Derp?
Hello there.
Hey there. See if your voice is coming in fine for everybody else and see if we can get you to join in. Want to join up on Turn and Sukul's game right now? I don't know. Is that you, David the Great?
That is not me.
Oh, okay.
My FAF name is the same as all my names and other things. Keep it simple.
That's a good idea, yeah. I always kind of wondered why the FAF Discord doesn't have FAF names and stuff, because the amount of time I've been talking to people who I just have no idea who they are is pretty nuts. It gets so confusing.
Just looking for this private game between Turin and Swakle. Have they hosted
I
it?
don't think it should be under a private game. It should be. It's on a map gen, so it might be hard to see it.
Okay, 1 second.
You might need to re-FAF because that happens
right.
to me
I
too
got it.
sometimes. Perfect.
If I had a brain, I would have friended all the tournament participants first in the shop in that green.
I gotta say, I'm actually pretty excited for you to be joining after that great showing with the comical FAF trailer that you made of that contest recently, so I'm really excited to hear what you got here for casting. I don't think I've watched your YouTube videos yet, if you have any, so you have to forgive me.
Meme connoisseur, I guess. FAF meme lord.
Let me check it out
But it's
then.
hard to patch. I don't think I can patch stuff over the top of your stream. So,
Yeah, I
otherwise
don't
that'd be
think so
pretty
either.
funny.
And it's a little bit of a chore to get access to this thing and get in it right there, hence why we're just kind of using my computer right now with the OBS thing in this rather not ideal settings right now, but hey, at least we got some streaming for right now. But
Ready when you are.
yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we've got a 10x10 map gen, I'm gonna guess. And it looks like another one of those map gen maps where we have the spawns a little bit closer. It's like almost like in a 5x5 kind of area where the spawns are close to each other, but it has like outside expansion, which is always kind of interesting.
It's weird how they're both up on that plateau.
Yeah.
Also, the reclaim is all in kind of a small area off to the side. So raiding that early looks like it'd be pretty good.
And it's one of those maps that has a huge chunk of T1 and T2 units in the mix, it looks like, so that's going to be pretty important to go to, although I'm kind of wondering how much these players are going to bother with this too much. I've seen so many games and maps like these in Map Gen where the ACUs just pretty much beeline across each other, and it doesn't seem like much else happens besides that.
Yeah, the middle, it's like, have you seen that map, which is Seaton's Clutch? Sentence, but it's basically surrounded by like a big lake. All the way
No.
around. There's quite a few maps where like the map is really big, but the actual playable area is kind of small. So this is like probably a 5x5 in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I was just moving my mouse around and boxing in. This plateau area here is definitely just like 5x5 with a little bit of a clipping on the side there. So I'm curious to see. Turn is interestingly going Cybern for this one, which is, I think, is an interesting move. I think Aeon would have been a little bit more difficult to play against here, especially as UEF. And we have a walk by Sukul's ACU. That's what's great about MapGen is sometimes the build orders can be a little bit messy. You get to see people at like this level playing like this and stuff, and you realize they're human too.
Mistakes were made.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants to use Mantis and try to raid all the external expansions, try and take control of the outside.
That could be an
If
idea.
you look at those big mass points, like just off to each player, there's no direct walking path to it, and there's about 3,500 mass in each one.
Turned realizing he lost a turbo and he's not sure what's going on, but I think that's because he doesn't realize this is the bronze match.
He needs the challenge tournament map up. Yeah, so they're both raiding those mass points. Not the mass points, the little area with all the reclaim.
Yeah, I kind of figure what's going to happen here is there's going to be
Yeah.
ACUs kind of like going through the center with a bunch of units, and then there'll be kind of like a pick and choose like units that go on the left and the right side here to kind of take them off. It's interesting how there's just a mexes and like kind of like an open like ring and like kind of like a pentagon formation, hexagon. I don't know what it is, but like over on like the top right and the bottom left, and then there's just 3 mex expansion on the other sides over here.
Yeah, it's a summoning circle.
Yeah,
You,
summoning circle.
you basically take all of those mexes and then you can summon your experimental into the field.
Sheikah, if you're watching, please explain.
So both the raids made it through into the reclaim areas, fairly uncontested.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big thing to block up here. I don't know how much you need to get at the
Swackle's
beginning.
Hunter was not on engineer priority there. Bit sad.
There is quite a bit of reclaim in the beginning here, so I don't know if you have to rush to it right away. Although nobody did an attack move for the reclaim on the side here, which is interesting. I think like parking like a attack move like engineer over here would have helped out a whole bunch in the beginning.
Yeah, it's nearly 500 probably within the circle if you within the expanded build, the expanded reclaim circle if you put it in the right place. Gurren's got a really good raid at the back there. If he picks off that expanding engineer as well, he's going to deny quite a lot of mexes for a while.
Bear with me 1 second. I'm being told that something happened to my resolution here, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
You've gone into cinema mode.
I realize that, but I'm not sure if it's actual clipping of like the bottom half right when I'm zoomed in or not, but
That Jester is nice, but he's going to have to protect them. Which he does manage to do. He's got 4 inties to 1 right now, so he could go for an airlock if there wasn't a railgun in Swackle's base.
okay. I think there's not much I can do about this right now with that. Yeah, I mean, but having... Oh, the Jester went down. That sucks.
He does have another one on the left-hand side, though.
This is brutal. I didn't even think about this. I was wondering why Turner was going to go Cyber on this one. The Hunters and the Jesters are just taking full advantage of it.
Neither player has managed to get those big reclaim fields at all. They're just hardcore denying each other.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how much you can make use of it right in the very beginning. That's kind of hard to get to, too. It's weird. It's like this plateau. Like, you have to go to the center and then down to get to it, so it's a little distant.
I think it's almost the same distance from your opponent's base to there as to yours by the time
Yeah.
you factored in going around the cliff.
And we're having another turn walking into Sukul, but Sukul doesn't really have that much units to really do a push on turn right now, and there's a Jester about an air control. Unless Sukul gets some T1 mobile AA here, I don't think that Sukul's going to be able to survive this. Does he have a second Jester come out? Yes, he does. We'll see how much quickly this takes him 2 down. I don't know why Turn's not focused on just attacking Sukul's ACU here at this point. This is a little strange. But I'm going to guess that's the sound bug again and making Turn not realize that his ACU is under attack.
Yeah, he doesn't have any more AA coming. It's really just that one, and if it dives to this Jester, I think he might be done.
Not.
He's just getting shot in the arse right now.
Yeah, we got about a 4,000 HP lead, and we're just going to see a constant exchange of fire here. The Jesters really should come in here and even things up for Sukul, but... yeah, this is going to be pretty much
yeah, he's
Turn getting
basically
away.
all in. I think
This is going to be at
here,
least a draw here.
Yeah.
Although, if you can, don't think you can necessarily
The Mantis block. Just getting ganked by them.
Get a feeling we're just going to see a control K here.
A non-consensual bumping going on in the middle here.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that was his best option.
Yeah, these map gen maps with the spawn start this close. I've had a lot of games like this where people just walk in the center and something like this happens. There's just not much to do about it because it's like you can send raids along here and stuff like that, but if you send units there, it's like then you just watch a bunch of units in an ACU walk into your base. So I haven't really seen too many things happen other than something like this too much so far. So, oh well, good attempt.
Yeah, Swapple was so far ahead on score and map control that...
So we're getting rehost of the same map. Just waiting for it to show up. I'm gonna refaf actually because things have been tweaking out for me. I've actually been having issues where if I search ladder and I get a map gen, it actually crashes my game out. And at first I thought that I just messed something up, and then I looked at all the reports of people getting crashes after the new patch online, which thankfully hasn't been an issue today. I don't know if anybody's had a crash game in the middle of this event, but it doesn't seem like it.
I had a really weird error after the patch yesterday where I couldn't actually... I tried to remove an upgrade to an ACU and get another one, and it gives you that menu that says, do you want to destroy it? But I couldn't click either of the options, and I was stuck because you can't... That's the only clickable thing of the screen. I had to Alt F4 the game. It was pretty sad.
One to 2 out of 10 games is the crashing according to as really an angel. That's pretty high. Wow.
Some instability issues.
Yeah.
The game is up.
I've also been spending a lot of time explaining to people if they have advanced strategic mods, advanced strategic icon mods, just to turn it off for a little bit until they get that figured out right now, because I've heard so many people coming with the complaint that they can't see anything with it, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of tough. Alrighty, well, let's see what these two guys do again on this one. A little bit more prepared this time, I hope.
I haven't had any issues with my advanced strategic icons, but I've kind of customized it so I'm only running a few of them for like the TMD, SMD.
Yeah, those are the ones you really want, so you can kind of
Yeah.
see it very clear, because otherwise it just looks like it's like a TML.
Let's see if the walking error has been fixed. Although I think build range wise, they're not actually within starting build range. I can't swap to his view, obviously, but
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure those two are actually out.
The
Yeah.
recent updates to observers has done something kind of strange to the game, so I'm not sure if that's part of the patch as well that's going to get it fixed, but maybe.
Superior 1v1 games don't crash.
This is a very interesting move. Turin's just sending a scout immediately over to Sukel's base. Maybe he's going to try and see if he's got an air factor or something early like that. Might be some kind of paranoia of first bomber.
Maybe. But they both seem to be doing fairly standard openings. First land, second air for Turin. And basically the same for Swackle. Interestingly, the third engineer for Swackle has immediately queued up reclaims on the larger reclaim area. Third engineer for Turin went the opposite side of the map and queued up mexes and then a little production base.
This scout.
Nuke versus Mole. The greatest battle of our time.
Well, I see an
Two
engineer.
Snoops sitting in the
I
base.
see an engineer going to the rear now, picking up some reclaim here. Turn's going very heavy again, trying to get air factory out. Suko's responding, going with second air.
Both players not doing that fast raid that they did first last time.
And it looks like Suko's going directly for the big reclaim field this time around.
Yeah, that was his third engineer. The third engineer for Turin went hard left and has got a long old queue picking up all those mexes and making factories.
I want to see where the ACUs go this time, because Turin's sending an engineer to the 3 mex expansion and getting a PD up as quick as he can. He does have a guard for it, but I don't know if he has enough. No raids went up on the...
No, none.
Well,
Just that-
actually,
Just
sorry,
that,
there is one on the
smooth
left,
tank, both sides.
but nothing too immediate with the labs or anything.
No, much less aggressive startup for both players.
Turn's going for the same heavy air push this time around. Suko's going for
And we got
first...
the Jester coming for Turin, so he went 4 inties Jester, same as he did last time. Whereas Swackle went intie Bomber.
I think we're going to see this get taken out. Is he locked on? I can't see. Yeah, we're going to lose an engineer here on the left side, I think, unless he does some craftiness. And UEF bombers, bombers, so just absolutely no bombs drop whatsoever. That's got to be frustrating.
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Sorry, Suko, one of the downsides of being UEF.
No napalm strike today.
What is that, a Yetzi? Yeah, it looks like a Yenzi wreck. That is quite a bit of mass, yeah, you can hold off. You can use that for quite some time. Anybody
And
else
Turin
still...
hasn't been able to secure his big reclaim field.
Anybody else still confused by Mantis? Oh, that's tough on the ramp right there. I still think I'm seeing a different unit, and then I zoom in and see that there's a Mantis ever since they changed over the icon for those. So we have the exact same ACU movement, although Turn has a T1 PD that's going to finish up well before Sukul's ACU gets here. Was he smart and builds T1 Artie? No. Will it come is the question. Not evident.
Wackle is having Jester issues again.
Yep. And there's...
Despite winning the raids.
Okay, I thought we were going to have a crash here for a second. Just saw my screen freezing up.
And they're both going to walk into each other at basically the same place. With Jester's already out, but the air factory paused for Turin. So maybe he just made the one and he's hoping he's going to get the reaction of sort of 3 or 4 anti-airs and then push land.
I do gotta say, I was not expecting that T1. I should have been focusing over here. The T1 PD didn't get finished. And that's going to be unfortunate. Turn needs his ACU in front of this here if he wants that T1 PD to survive. But Turn's on free reign now where he's forced Sukul to make a whole bunch of mobile AA and kind of push it around the map, because now he's just going to zoom from mechs to mechs and just take him out, because I think that he's ran out of the reclaim over here on this side. Well, he's actually got a decent amount left here, but that's going to go away pretty soon. And Turin can just reinforce his ACU here and go.
That raid on the left side, the tank for Swackle actually managed to do pretty good work. He's going to clean up all the mexes except all the stuff that's on the plateau.
I'm surprised that Turin hasn't gotten out a second Jester at the... Oh, there it is right there. I kind of hope it goes around and takes us out here. But yeah, that's a lot of things down. Just an idle fact that's not there that I think Turin really needed to kind of push up on the area.
It never finished. It got so close. It's like 90% done.
Swackle has regained some air control here, so I don't think that Turin's going to be able to send around his Jesters as much, and he needs to get this one away if he wants to keep it. It's almost on a veterancy, so it'll be really nice, but I think the Intias are going to spot it here and take it down. Bye-bye. Transport out for Turin.
That is going...
Aside from the 3 mexes that we see up here by Sukul, it's like everybody's expansion has pretty much just been denied effectively for the entire time.
So easy to raid those things off the plateau.
Thinking that this might be a win for Sukul because I see no possibility of expansion for Turin because he's just going to lose these engineers to this tank here.
He's just dropped 3 engineers
unless
into
he doesn't
a tank,
move it
which
here.
is a bit unfortunate.
I think he's going to move it.
Can he slurp it up?
Nope.
No, he can't.
That was a good catch.
He could have used the Jester to get rid of it, but the Jester is just sitting there
Oh no!
in a tree. It's
That's
stuck on
tough.
a tree branch.
Oof.
Feels bad, man.
Alright, Turn's in trouble here on this side. He was refusing to fire at a... Oh, never mind. Sokko's lost a lot of health at his ACU. He must have walked into the PD earlier.
Yeah, that PD was rebuilt and is killed again.
Yeah.
Turns out Tech 1 PDs do a lot of damage.
I think if Swak will just... Oh, he's going to get the PD up here in time, because I don't think he has another T1 Artie up here. Oh, he does. He has one. Focus on that TD. Turn has got a nice set of rage just going around the outer side of the map, though.
I think he's going to get run over
Denied
here.
that. Yeah, I think that Turin could actually lose here. Although he's not focus firing on his ACU, so that might be a bit of a problem.
He's a pretty significant mass deficit as well.
Yeah. Not certain why he's not just going in right now. Get your ear over here and help out. He's going to play it safe and just take the base, I guess.
Jester comes in, but the Inties are probably going to clean it up pretty quick.
Yeah, no. Swackle has. That's nice, actually. Instead of going for the Jester, he went for the air so that he can just continue to have air dominance. That's a big loss for Turin there. So Turn has retaken the outer side, but oh, that's a pain in the butt. Sorry, I just noticed this one Mantis trying to track down this engineer here at the top, but it's not getting around the... Nah, it's not too crazy mountain patch right there, but it worked. I thought that Swaka was going to get command of this side expansion here as well.
Yeah, now it's Turin's time to get hurt by all the raids, and he's only just managed to get those mexes up and start reclaiming, and he's going to lose it all again.
Trying to think of what's going to happen. Oh, here we go. We got a raid on the right side coming in, so that reclaim field is going to start to get denied again. Not seeing any kind of eco or anything, just continuous T1 land spam. And we've got a gun ACU upgrade here by Swackle, which is nice.
Well, Turin's got absolutely no response to that. If that finishes, that will just kill him.
Yeah, he's still focusing pretty... no, he's not. He's got another transport. He's just going to go on.
Did you see the drop on the far left? Turin dropped next to 3-mex expansion on the far left. He's trying to make a PD.
I did not see that. No, good catch. I was focusing here on this little raid that's coming in. I was wondering if this Lobo was going to get some kills in there, but Turn has a pretty substantial amount of units in his base now, so
I think the raid into the back of Turin's base is actually a bit of a donation. So close to the production.
Yeah, slightly bad attack there, but also keeping the way open for some tanks just to come by and raid this whole area here. And once again, we see the tides have turned with the outer expansion. Turn just sending another set of engineers to the side here, but they don't have any guards, and now he's just opted just to keep them going. But Swackle's taking...
extremely blue.
Turin's AC placement. 84% on Swackle's gun. This is a really good move, yeah.
I'm not sure Turin can even see the upgrade, because he's got no air scouts going over.
I like how when Swackle...
com for vision.
I like how when Swackle... I like how when Swackle got air dominance, he opted to just get the ACU gun upgrade because he knew he had some time before he had to worry about Jesters again. And I think you're just gonna see Turin get caught off guard by this gun here. He doesn't know he has it, so he's just walking into it. He doesn't, because it's basically within range, but now
But
he's
even
in
if
trouble.
Turin starts to come close, Swackle can retreat to his PD if he really wants.
Yeah, it's not a problem though, because I think when they both got in range it here, it was kind of hard to tell that Swackle had the gun until Turin actually started to move in. Because you'll know if like somebody has gun when you're getting shot from a little bit far distance. Fortunately for Turn here, I think this might be GG, because I think Swackle's got enough army here and he's got the gun. Might get a veterancy here on Turin's commander, but ooh, actually what the heck happened? He lost a lot of units here real quick.
Yeah, Turin needs to try to kill the army and then surround Swackle with his own units before he gets back to the PD. But I think Swackle can kill Turin's army before that happens.
Yeah, this is not going to happen. Swackle's got backup incoming here, and he's just two-shotting every Mantis that comes at him, and then got to keep sending units.
Swackle's nearly got a second vet as well. It's nearly there. It's maybe 3 or 4 more tanks.
Chunky boy UEF. Turn desperately running to his PD.
He's got those thick thighs on that UEF com. Takes out the PD as well.
And I think we got a GG here.
The Inties got caught there as well. And they're now getting... Oh, that was terrible. Poor air fight.
Boom. And that is Swackle getting a upset win against Turin for the matches. Wow.
That game was a lot closer than the first one. I think they definitely had time to reconsider what they were going to do with their builds after that first game. They still went for the same kind of thing, but they both made small changes to it that ended up being better for both of them.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Swackle on taking third place, Turin at fourth. Switch gears over to Tagada and Turbo 2 now for the final matches.
The big brain jester. I like it. Yeah, the mass wasn't that close in the end, but right up until the last couple of minutes when they were doing that fight and gun finished, there was only sort of 3k in it.
Where is Tagada and Turbo 2 gone to? Alrighty. I have lost track of Tagada and Turbo 2. Probably dinner time.
No, they just hosted a game. Tagada just hosted one.
Oh, they finished the first game already.
Do we want to watch the replay then, and then jump into the second one, or do you want to start with?
I would say we can jump right into the second one here. Keep it live while we're going. I like the map. I haven't seen this one in a while. Be guessing based on the chat right now that Tagada beat Turbo 2, so we'll see what happens.
It does look like it. Tagada's #1 rank in the world right now, right? If I check their ratings.
Yeah, Tagada has kind of become the pupil of Zoc and now the teacher. Is that the right expression? All right, be quiet. I need food. I'm so hungry right now.
I like how they were both players in the finals here prepared for this tournament by playing extremely long survival games.
Oh yeah, you've noticed that too recently, huh?
The suffering. Oh my goodness.
I was watching one of those, and I would say that I thought settings could get pretty slow in the later parts of the game, but oh my
boy.
goodness, this was like basically like turn-based Supreme Commander mode.
The game is now a PDF, and you must click through slide by slide.
Mm-hmm.
I made the foolish mistake of casting one of those very long survival games, and it was absolute suffering. Pretty funny though.
I'm very curious to see what these guys do on this map. I don't think I've seen it in ladder or competitive play in quite some time.
So this is the final of the mini Legend of the Stars. We are playing on Osiris. We've got Tagada versus Turbo 2, both opting to play Seraphim, probably for those glorious Zuis.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see
20,000 reclaim on the map. Sorry, cut it there. That reclaim is evenly distributed around the islands. Slight difference in build. Takeda is going straight 2 mechs Hydro Rush, and Turbo 2 opted to. He started making another one, but he's finished a 3rd mechs before going to assist his Hydro.
Can we just comment on how Tagada in current has a land factory queued up for second right now? I'm not sure if that's on purpose or if he's just going to realize he made a mistake at some point.
Yeah, that's questionable.
I'm trying to think of a reason as to why you would do that here, but I can't think of it.
Well, he started it.
Yeah, he's cognizant that he's doing it, so hoping to see some new meta build here that I've never seen before.
I mean, the islands they're fairly close. If he's just trying to like go to the one on the left and the one on the right.
Yeah, a little bit, but you really want to grab that middle left or middle right island where there's 7 mexes on there as opposed to just... Well, yeah, you're right, there's 6 on like the right side and everything, so I guess it's okay, but that's kind of hard to expand just with a thing. Curious to see what the timing's going to be here. Maybe he's just going to have a boatload of assistance on the air factory.
Tagada going 3rd air, but that building the P-gens to support it has definitely slowed the 2nd factory down for Turbo. He's only just finished it. So there's actually not that much difference in the air timing, even though Tagada squeezed out a 2nd land factory. They're both have an air factory up now. Only 1 scout in it.
So we have a scout out already for Turbo 2, so he's going for the Inti Rush method here. Yeah, see, this is what happens now. I don't think that really works because everybody just makes Intis at the beginning. But kind of curious. I think at this point...
I think Tagada had a better opening build there. He managed to get so many more engineers out. Look at the engineers all over Tagada's island compared to Turbo's. And his air really wasn't that much more delayed.
He's got a second air factory up. I can't see how much energy he has or not here, but I gotta think that Tagada's maybe east-stelling a little bit here, especially with that transport's going up pretty well.
180 on the power. Yeah, I think he's scout and I think he can run these.
I am really wondering if Tagada saw the T1 bomber out by Turbo 2 right now. This is why Tagada's just better than everybody, because he's doing things you wouldn't think are possible.
No.
Turbo 2
Both
scouting
players
his
finish their
transport,
transport at
but
identical
he's
timing.
absolutely got that.
Turbo had to drop the island basically right next to his base.
Worried about this transport here. Is the Inti gonna slow down? Nope, he's got it. Took a couple of hits at some point where we didn't get to see it.
Turbo's bomber lingering in the middle of the map. He must be waiting for a good pass on some just dropped engineers. The ones completing the hydro would be a very good target right now if you can find them before those Intis get there.
I heard the bomber go off. Where is it?
Yeah, he picked
There
off
it is.
picked off an NG on Tagada's second island.
He may. Ooh, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, that worked out really well. Oh, it must have been at like 99%. The air fight goes Turbo's way for now.
Very identical Navy timings as well. Looks like Tagada's got a little bit more planned up though.
I wonder how dependent his build was in getting that second hydro.
I'd say he's fine. He's got quite a bit of T1P gens. The second Hydra on these islands are usually just like a little bit extra. If he was planning to do something with it, I think he would have had a little bit more air factory production going up, and it doesn't look like he's assisting any of his air factories in current, just getting as much power up so he can transfer to the next tech stages. This is going to be like the Drunken Beatles match where ideally, I think you're going to take over as many territories as you can and get as much of the map as you can before you actually start ecoing it up.
Nobody made any land units yet, but there are frigates on the way for both players.
I like the drop in the middle by Turbo. There's quite a bit of mass there. Nice little location for radar and stuff.
Agada's losing his transport with 6 engineers on there. That's really painful.
Nice catch. No attempts to take any islands from either player. They're just kind of delaying each other a little bit with bomber play on the sides. Turbo
Yeah,
2
neither of
has
them made a
T2
zoo
Air
yet.
Factory. So he's gotten to that first, while Tagada is relying on T1 air production still. He does have a bit more of a Navy production, so that could be a little bit of a game changer. See if Turbo's gonna get this T2 Pigeon up real quick. 1, 2 T2 engineers coming out. And here's the first attempt at dropping T1. Oh, never mind. There's just engineers on the side. They're gonna fly into some Intis though. Where are they going? Now we're gonna have a fight for an island finally.
Turbo immediately starts producing Zuis to combat that on that island. And the frigates start tickling each other in the middle of the map.
It's actually impressive how many mexes on this map can be rated. Like most of the islands have some kind of exposed mexes on the side, so it's actually really interesting to see how much Navy can play, like just right in the beginning. It's almost like Roanoke Abyss, where it's like it's not doing a ton of damage, but it's also being such a pain to just kind of deal with them, just like circling around the islands.
Yeah, very few safe mixes.
We get a T2 transport coming out for Turbo. Don't see... He's got a bunch of Zooies here on the side. Then another one here, so I'm definitely suspecting there's going to be some Zooey drops.
Tagada is just loading up more engineers into his transports. The Turbo queued up 2 naval factories initially. Tagada made 4, which gave him a big advantage. And in response, Turbo has queued up 7 additional factories for a total of 9. And he's put a lot of build power on that.
See, T2 air transport drop of Zooies just going directly for Tagada's base. I do not think that this is going to go through. Yeah, that was really aggressive. I mean, it's going to the Inties are going to overshoot it, and it looks like now it's forced an air fight that I think Tagada's going to
He's going
win.
up in Tagada's base, ready for it.
That means the Zooies
no
are going to
Tech
get
1 bomber
through.
though. This is going to hurt.
T1 PD's in range, so that sucks. It's going to get taken down awfully quick. Maybe not. Nope. Completely denied. So we got another T2 air transport going through. Not completely filled with Zooies, but enough to do something.
He only lost 3 mexes to that first Zooey drop. But he had to waste a lot of stuff, a lot of mass on the PD.
Turbo's denied Tagada's takeover of the left island, so that's going to be some nice extra mass for Tagada. Turbo 2 here. There's Zooies from Turbo 2 that are harassing the living daylights out of the right island. Navy production's gone up significantly. Let's see, we're on...
Tagada now has Tech 1 bombers
2, 3,
to defend
4.
from the Zooey drops.
Turbo 2
Looks
has
like-
a significant eco lead right now. His whole core is upgraded to T2 max, even though although that's only 3, but looks like his Zooey drop on the left island over here did successfully kill all the mexes.
I don't see any T2 mexes for Tagada right now.
No, I'm trying to spot them myself. He hasn't even gotten his
he is
T2
getting his
P-Gen up yet,
T2
while
P-Gen up.
Turbo's got his second one nearly... Well, it's getting there. Slowly.
So frigate raids versus Zooey drops.
I think you're going to see
Tagada
air
winning.
dominance by Turbo 2 here at this point. Wondering if Tagada's going to notice the T2 air transport that's on the left side, and he's got it finally. I was going to say, this looks like a little bit of an ambitious drop over here.
It's also quite a lot to commit to a single...
He's going to
Okay,
drop
so
the
he's gonna drop
Zooies
into
off
sea
in
and split them
the
up.
middle there to keep them alive and just send them off to the side and take out the islands, I guess, just to kind of be a pain.
But there's already frigates coming down into that area.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom left one that just dropped off. I think those will make it. I don't think those frigates are going to get there in time.
I really like that Tech 2 radar in the middle of the map.
Yeah, like I said, that kind of curious as to why there's no hydro hugging right next to it there to give it the discount, but regardless, yeah, no, that's a critical intel thing, and since he got the T1A spammed up there, he's made it significantly harder for Tagada to do anything about it. Trying to see, do we have no T2 Navy yet, all just T1 frigates still. Echoing by Turbo has gone somewhat stagnant.
I think Turbo's drop here is going to land on Tagada's second island. The Inties missed it. There's no defense there.
Thankfully for him, it's all T1 mexes. There's not much there really to... Do we have a single T... There we go. Finally, we got a T2 mex by Tagada over here. It's got an idle T2 air HQ.
Turbo has 6 torp bombers and actually has a really nice naval engagement as well. Look how tight he blocked those frigates together.
Yeah. Although
Tagada's
I think
basically bounced straight off of that.
going to be interesting here to see what happens with the air fight. I think this is going to be a crucial part of the game, and I don't know if...
Neither
looks
player's
like
got a
this
good
is...
turn.
Ooh.
Oh no. That's not consensual at all there.
Yeah, well... Turbo just got all his inties right into the frigates, helping out a bit with that.
There's so many torp bombers as well.
Yeah, no. Turbo 2 just stopped making units for a little bit, got these mexes up quick in the T2 P-gens, and I'm really liking that. That's put him in a significant lead. Sneaky little move once he got everything up there. He did that really quick.
Poor Tagada's comm is chasing lone Zuis about on the island. It's like a man trying to chase greased up goats or something. They keep slipping past him and killing the rest of the mexes.
What do we got for Tagada down here? We have Notha Bomber out. Yeah, Turbo 2 just has what looks like is going to turn to complete air dominance really soon.
I was going to say Tagada should try to bomb that Tech 2 radar, but there's actually a backup Tech 2 radar as well.
I find it interesting. This has to be a misclick where Turbo 2 has a T2 mex that just got upgraded, like kind of on like the close side of the top left island here. Still a naval engagement going on here. I think Tagada knows that he has to stop this reclaim operation over here. That's a ton of mass right now. I think this is kind of the game right here, just kind of fighting over this reclaim. I don't think Tagada has the numbers to hold it off, unfortunately.
5,000
Which is odd
for
because
grabs.
if you recall in the beginning, I noticed that he made a bunch of Navy factories at the beginning, and Turbo 2 didn't respond for quite some time.
Maybe that's why. That's when he was doing his mexes. The moment they finished, pumped out more.
Yeah, I'm just watching Tagada chase after Zui. There's just Zui's still like around a good significant portion of the map here for him.
So annoying to deal with.
It can be, yeah. But Tagada's actually got some over here on the side right here too, so I shouldn't be saying that it's only loaned to him right there. It's one of those things where it looks like, yeah, jeez, it just looked like Turbo was gonna hold this here, but now I see that it looks like Tagada's got kind of an even stake over here, even though he had torp bombers going after all his frigates. Look at this. He just barely got this one here.
Turbo trying to make
That's
a torp
impressive.
launcher. Tagada could technically do the same. He's got enough engineers nearby. That frigate fight was like
I did not
versus Shift G.
Just looking at the numbers before, I mean, the Airwind, the torpedo bombers, the frigates and that stuff. I just did not picture Tagada being able to come over here and do this to this reclaim field. That's a big loss for Turbo if he doesn't get command of this again.
Torp launcher goes up, but he's basically got crushed on that forward Navy base.
Yeah.
But he still has another 7, 8, 9, 10 naval factories that aren't in that forward base. It's still 2-1 on naval factories.
Liking the T1 bomber raids by Tagada here over on the right islands. Jeez.
Another Tech 2 Zooey drop on the bottom left.
This one's actually getting through this time. He's going to do it really far off drop from the island there, and I don't think Tagada even has a clue that that's coming.
He drops them in the water and walks into the back of the base.
Maybe. The T2 Pigeons is what's really critical now. Tagada needed to get this second T2 Pigeon up to actually make use of all the reclaim that's right here. Because now he's just going to pump out upgrade after upgrade once he gets a hold of that.
Tagada has 2 Tech 2 mixes now.
Watching these Zooies down here. He's got a shield up, so that's going to make it harder, but I don't think he has much. Does he have any bombers in the area? Yeah, he can get them up real quick, though. I don't think this is enough to really do a significant amount of damage, unfortunately. He's going to be holding back.
I don't know, it depends how long it takes Tagada to spot this. There's so much going on. They're both microing in like 3 or 4 different places at once.
Has he picked up on the Zooies back here? Yes, he has.
Thams on an intercept route.
He's got a T2 mech here. I like this. He really wants to take out the T2 power here, I think, though. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. Nah, he's got Zooies just going up there. That's unfortunate. And, of course, I zoom out just at the wrong time when there's a major air fight. Tagada has 1 air even flying over this. Now the torp bombers.
That air fight happened over Tagada's frigates, though. I think Turbo just lost air control.
Yeah, he definitely did.
His poor torp bombers are getting fondled there.
Tagada won this fight for the middle reclaim here, so I'm thinking that's just... I don't know if Turbo can come back from that. He got like the eco right here, but I don't know what kind of income. He pretty much has to put it all in army to try and match whatever Tagada's going to get now. I'm trying to see if there's upgrades happening somewhere.
An immediate switch to
T2
gunships for Tagada on that air win.
T2 Navy coming out for Tagada. Not so for Turbo 2. Yeah, no, Turbo's just lost all of his Navy trying to hold on to that middle reclaim patch there, and I think it's looking a little grim here for Turbo all of a sudden. Yeah, he knows it's over.
Yeah, that T2 mech's on the edge. Turbo using the sequential mechs upgrading button confirmed.
I think that unfortunately is going to be the games for the series. They completed 1 game while we were watching one of the Sukal Turn to Armbar games. I think that may be it.
Is that the last game of the tournament?
That is the last game of the tournament, I believe.
Well, at least it was a good one. That was quite close. Both players had chances to win.
I think Tagada was working on some nifty build orders as soon as I put up the map pool, because what I just saw there with the second land factory that he did on here was just really atypical and made me really curious as to what was going on. I don't think I've seen that before, so bravo Tagada for taking advantage of that time.
He managed to squeeze a land factory in and still basically got his air up at the same time. It's pretty filthy. And of course he turns up in the chat and says he literally just made it up. Just that good at the game, you filthy casuals.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd like to do a post-game analysis and stuff like that, but I really got to go eat, so unless somebody can take over for me. Anyways, yeah, that's going to be all the matches today. We got Tagada in first place, I believe. Yeah, let's see here. That's the tournament. So
well played, Tagada.
Yeah, get a first place to Tagada, second to Turbo 2, third place Sukul, fourth place Turin Tarambar. Not bad. Really nice showing right here. Gonna have to get some feedback from people, by the way, for everybody that's still tuned in here. I kind of did a quick one indeed. Yeah, I'd like to, everybody that's here kind of listening here, there's one thing I definitely want to do with up and coming with the tournaments that are here. I've had a pretty big stream coming about the amount of time that tourneys last, what time it starts, and things like that. So if people could do me a favor and just go on the message board, I'm going to start a post, I think, after this event. This is kind of experimental. We just did a single elimination with more stacking later rounds to do some best of threes or something like that. And if you guys could share, pretty much primarily what I'm going to be looking for is how much time you like tourneys lasting, the formats that kind of go on there, if the matches are being done well and stuff. And again, I'm going to apologize. I ran out of casters for today, so I had to run the tournament and use my own computer, and due to a lack of login access, I had to do my horrible ultra-wide screen, which is not great for everybody that's viewing out there. But hope everybody had fun watching. I'm not the best caster out there. I'd like to thank Arch Simcat and Dirt for jumping in and helping me out so we can get some good jokes and stuff like that. But again, congratulations to everybody who played today, and looking forward to having a nice tournament with you guys next time. Take care, fellas.
GG.